What's up, everybody? Good evening. Good evening. What is up? Hello, Peter. How are you, my friend?
Hi, Ruben. Doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Good. And as we do this, as is wont to happen every now and then, I go live as something unexpected happens. My wife and daughter were out all day, and suddenly, just as I go live, here they are. Hi, I'm live. So,
hi, everybody. Nice Sunday.
Yeah. My wife is usually in the chat supporting me. You know, she's not into the hobby, but she's always usually here in the chat supporting me. Yes, my daughter. Hello. I'm live. Okay, go away. Have fun. This is the lovely thing about not having to worry about being on network television. You know, these things can happen, and you're gonna be okay. You know. So awesome, Peter. I wanted to say first of all, thank you for doing this. It's my pleasure to have you, and I am a fan, if I can say that, of your collection. And I thought, you know, as I mentioned to you privately by email, up until now, since I opened my channel, most, if not all, of the people that I've invited onto the show have been people who have been either regular viewers or, you know, sometime viewers of the show. Because those people are the ones whose names are, you know, in my head most often and more easily remembered. And it's getting to that point, though, where I'm kind of running out of people to ask, you know, the people that watch the show, that I know who watch the show. And so I'm actually really happy. It's nice that I finally this week decided, okay, I got to get off my ass and start asking people who aren't typically watching my show, or at least that I don't know whether they're watching or not, you know? And so that's what I did. And I sent out a few invites this week, and you were one of you were the first one to answer and say yes. So I really appreciate that. So thank you again. I'm happy to have you, as I said, and look forward to doing this with you.
Oh, well, thank you. You're very kind to invite me. Let me just preface this by saying I do have a dog in the house. Sometimes she gets up while I'm talking on Zoom or whatever. So if you hear a little pitter patter of feet or a little bark or something, she's 30 pounds, so she's not a little barky dog. So
okay, that's a 30 pounds, isn't that? That's quite a big dog, isn't it?
Yeah, medium size, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. We've had our friend Jason Richardson, who I don't know if he's here in the house tonight already or not, but he goes by Southern Comic Geek. He's got six kids. So, you know, a dog, a cat here and there, 6 children running around, young children, by the way. So, you know, it's all good.
Well, her name is Pepper Potts, actually.
Of course it is, Peter. Of course it is. How can it not be comic book related? Pepper Potts. That's so funny. But you must only call her Pepper, I'm sure, because Pepper Potts is too long, right?
Yeah, or Pep.
Yeah, or Pep. Even worse, right? You can't even. You got to shorten even the Pepper. Wow, that's so funny.
Or damn it, stop doing that. Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be good. Before we go and say hello to everybody in the chat room, hi, everyone, by the way. Let me do what I usually do. I just want to do a few quick promos. Actually, not too many. I think there's only 1 or 2 today. Well, first of all, wanted to shout out my latest subscriber, Anonymous. I couldn't see your name. I know you did it last night. So I don't know if you're watching, but thank you, sir, or man. I hope you tune in live sometime and let us know who you are. Would appreciate that. And then my next promo, actually, I believe it's my only one. Here, let me get it for you guys and gals. Carl of Carl's Collection. Carl Sodergren, my friend, again, I don't know. I haven't been in the room yet, so I don't know if you're here, but let me put this in here. So I just put a direct link to Carl's channel, and Carl did another unboxing just yesterday. So that's a direct link to his channel. So if you're into unboxings, please check that out. That was a fun one as usual. And let me see real quick if there's any more. Well, here's, oh yeah, you don't want to, there's no point to seeing that on the screen. So let me pop this here. I'm not sure. I believe this is supposed to be the new one. Everyone, for Nikki B. Somebody click this, please. I'm going to pop it in here. Just click it. Let me know if it's for this coming Friday's EXP show on Nick's channel, or if that was this past Friday's show. Let me know anyways. If that's last week's, if that's this past Friday's show from 2 days ago, then I apologize. It's because the correct one for this coming Friday it was not available to me. But anyway, somebody let me know. That's Nick's birthday show. Okay, so I apologize. Nick and Jay, you guys are terrible at sending me the links for the promos that I do for you. So I've just got to say again, I did go looking, and that's what I grabbed. I guess that was the only one I saw, and I didn't realize it was from this past Friday. So, 9 days ago, Rick. See, Rick's telling me it was from 9 days ago. Okay, whatever. Anyways, guys, new link isn't listed. Thank you, Kavi. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, so there you go. Like I said, I always send Nick and his crew my link and my thumbnail. He just rarely sends me his. And I got to go looking for it, and I often can't find it because it's not even listed. So thank you, Kavi, for letting me know that. Hey, Michael Melius, what is up? Michael just received a package from me for the, what was it? Michael, was it like 15 days or something? And only in New York, which should be one of the quickest packages. One of those rare packages that just sort of it didn't get lost, but it got stuck in New York and just stayed there at one of the depots for like, I don't know, an extra week for no reason. Anyways, everything's good. Felt like 100, Michael. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I did what I could on my end. But yeah, everything's good. It showed up in perfect condition. That's all that matters. So I'm happy you got it. Happy to see you here, man. Thank you. So yeah, so everybody, please, yeah, tune in here. Let me just show you, since I don't have the link anyways, let me at least show you Nikki B's link. Where the heck is it? I don't even have it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. So every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, Nick does a, let's call it a sales/chat show where you can buy a lot of affordably priced art and sometimes even some higher end art. And the rest of the show is, yeah, it's talking, a lot of talking going on and fooling around as you guys are used to doing on my channel anyway. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so. It's this Friday and every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. And so that's it for the promos for today, everybody. So let me just jump back into the room, say hello to all of you who are here. Really appreciate you as always for being here, especially you regulars. I really appreciate that. My good friend Hart, who has been a co-host and a guest many, many times, saying hello to Peter and to me, saying it 11 minutes before we went live. So that's good. And you certainly were early. Better early than not here at all. Missed several the past couple of weeks. Had to watch the rewind. Yeah, no, hey, like I always say, never apologize. I appreciate any time you can be here live. And you know it's always more fun when you're here live anyway. So, hey, number one Marvel fan. What's up, Tom? Good to see you. And Jason Ladwig, what's up? Howdy to you. Good to see you. And who else do we got? The Rickster, of course. Good evening to you. John Brown, as always. Good evening. CJ, as always, evening to you. Peter, Ruben, Vivian. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Corey Rust, back again. Hello. Good to see you. Come and knock on his door. Yes. Little reference to my t-shirt last time. Or actually, was it the t-shirt from this week? Yes, from this week. So thank you. Hello. Hellos back and forth to everybody. Marcus, what's up, Marcus? Marcus saying this collection is sick.
Marcus.
Peter agrees. It's his collection, and he agrees. Let's leave it there.
His comebacks are so good.
Where did they get what, my friend? Where did they get what? Hey, Maki Poo Poo, what is up? Good to see you, Michael. Lovely to have you as always. Show the family. What do you mean, show the family? Show the family, Peter's family or my family? I don't know. I know that was like 10 minutes ago, but all right, let me catch up. Hello, hola. Hey, Sam Maroney, what's going on in Ohio? Good to see you, Sam. Been a minute. CJ says Peter's collection is epic. There we go. So we haven't even started yet, Peter. You're already getting the the back patting. I love it. That's awesome.
Many other collections that are so much better than mine, like
whatever. Listen,
okay.
You know how many people tell me? You know how many people, Peter, when I ask them, "Hey, man, we should do like a show and tell together." I would say not only how many people, like most people, they're like, "Oh yeah, sure, that'd be good, but I don't know that anybody want to see my collection." Like, come on, man, who cares? You collect it because you love it. You buy what you can afford. You buy what you love. That's all that matters. That's all. I'm not here to impress anybody with anybody's collection. I'm just here to introduce collectors to other collectors, and learn a little bit about them and why they like the things they like, regardless of what they like, So that's what my channel is all about, I don't want people thinking that it's about a pissing contest, let me try to impress people with what I have, or, as long as you love it, I want to show it, and I want to hear from you and have you talk to people and let people hear what is that you love about these pieces, and yeah, man, just be proud of the collection, and like we should all be proud of what we collect, and that's it. Kavi saying hello to you, and hey, Scotty Wingo, what's up, Scott? Evening to you. Peter wearing his awesome cast crew hat from Spider-Man 2. Thumbs up he's giving. Is that what it is?
Yes, it's
yes. Okay. Awesome. Oh, what's this? Stephen S. First time here, Stephen S, isn't it? Let us know, because I don't recognize your picture or the name. Are you the one by any chance who subscribed to me this last night? Maybe it's you. Saying hello, gentlemen. Hello to you.
Oh, that's my friend Steve Salatros.
Oh, okay. There you go. I love it when my guests end up having their friends come in and support. That is awesome. So thank you, Stephen. That's awesome.
I expect many comical comments from him.
So, say that again, Peter.
I expect lots of sarcastic or.
Oh yeah. No, that's perfect for this channel then, because a lot of these guys will be making funny and ridiculous comments probably towards me. So it fits. It fits with the it fits with the theme of the channel in general, Jewish Dragons, what's up, Ian? Good to see you. And what else? Who is here? Aloha, all the way from Maui. What's up, Carl? Good to see you, my friend. And who else? Let's skip ahead. Rick. Okay. Michael said hello already. Hey, Rich Cirillo. Good evening to you. Good evening.
Hey, Rich.
Let's see. Alberto, good to see you, my friend. USPS has sucked. You know what? Look, all of us at one time or another, first of all, we all have our favorites. And at one time or another, we've all complained about all these companies. You know what? For the most part, they do a great job. When you think about the sheer volume of stuff that goes through their system, they do a great job. So I'm not going to shit on them. Every once in a blue moon, a package that I've delivered goes late, or that's coming to me is late. Whatever. Like, yeah, I don't like it. None of us like it. But when you think about most of the time, everything eventually gets to us. I'm happy. So it is what it is. I can live with it. Preparing a late lunch. Excellent. No worries, my friend. No worries. Comic Art Boston, stopping in to register your like. Afraid you can't stay only for a while. Okay, excellent. Thank you, sir. Sounds okay. Now you're talking to each other. Hey, what's up, Mike? NSN Art. Get it packages from Italy in 3 days. Okay. Every time. All right. New York City depots are where packages go to take a short vacation. It's like they're Disneyland. Thank you, Gabi. I got to tell you, from Montreal, my packages usually get to you guys like in 5 days at most. So I don't typically have these problems. It just happened these past couple of weeks. Sent out a bunch of packages, and this one to New York had an issue, and the one to actually Jewish Dragons, Ian. Was it yours? I think it was Ian. It was a little bit late. But other than that, yeah, no, it's been pretty good so far for the most part. So hanging out with the grandkids, stopping in to say hi. Okay, no worries. Hey, my good friend Karen. What's up, Karen? Hello to Peter. Hello to Vivian, to Ruben, everybody in the chat. Always the most affable guest of all. Or should I say, well, I guess you are a guest and you're a friend. So we'll call you whatever we call you. Karen, by the way, everyone, is not only hard at work doing final editing on the video for her latest, on her channel, her latest video, which hopefully that means, Karen, that it's this week starting between tomorrow and Friday that you'll drop it. But she also told me today that she's already videotaping her next video. So she's finally getting into a bit of a groove here, and hopefully we're going to start seeing more content more quickly. So looking forward to it, Karen. Thanks for dropping in. And hey, Kanigher Boston. Hello to all of you. Yo, Sam. Particularly impressed by Peter's focus on World War II art. It's rare. Unlike Peter, though, my focus is more on Marvel World War II art. Yeah, whatever. You like what you like, right? But I also particularly like Peter's World War II art as well. So we will see a little bit of his war art. When you're only showing about 20 pieces from somebody's collection, right? And you want to show a well-rounded portion of it. It's tough to show everything you want to show, obviously. But I made sure to show some sample of war art. So Rich says, Pete is a legend.
What's he talking about?
I'll take his word for it, though. We'll see by the end of the night what happens if I call you legend, all right? Let's see, who else? Let's see. We like seeing everyone's collections. There's no bad art in my opinion. Well, there you go. That's about sharing. That's why everybody shares, My kids are screaming hi, Ruben. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Hi, kids. Can't say your names. Hopefully Mama will explain why if she hasn't already, but hi. That's awesome. Thanks for doing that as always, Karen. Thank you. Chopped liver. I don't know who's chopped liver. Thanks to maybe what you're making tonight for the girlfriend. Thanks to all the members who bought pages from my sales show. Oh, yes. The very 2 sales shows a couple of weeks back. Very fun. Thank you, everyone. We both appreciated that. Peter's collection is extremely well curated. Many congratulations. Another compliment. Look at that. You haven't even started showing the art, and you're already getting all these compliments. That's awesome. And let's see. Alberto, big thank you again to Cap for getting me the cap. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, you're talking to each other there. I show up for the love that everyone has for their art. You see what I mean, Peter? We all jump through a lot of hoops to get whatever it is that we collect, and it's fun to see other people's joy. Couldn't say it better myself. That's what this is about, That's what this is about. Yeah, no pissing contests here. Hello. Very welcome. Hey, good day all the way from Australia, my friend, our friend David. Good day to you, David. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. As always a pleasure to see you. And he says, good day, Peter. There you go.
Hey. It's great. That's like 6. It's like 8 a.m. in Australia, isn't it? Something.
No, he's actually 16 hours ahead.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like noon for him now. That's pretty awesome. Lunchtime while we're like evening supper time on the East Coast. That's pretty cool. So Steven says Pete is passionate about comics and art. A longtime friend. Awesome to hear that. I'm glad that you're here to support. Awesome, man. That's really cool. Jumping in to say hi, says Tariq, all the way from California himself. Unless you're traveling right now, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much for jumping in to say hi. David, of course, I put that one. Well said. Okay, Jewish Dragons talking to each other. Now my youngest kid is screaming, I love you, Ruben. Oh my God, so sweet. Oh my God, she's so, she's going to be, She just started talking. She just started talking very recently. And you know how kids are when they're at that age between 2 and 3 and they start picking up words really quickly. I mean, gee, just a few weeks ago, she couldn't say anything. You couldn't understand anything. It was all unintelligible. I love you too, even though I can't say your name. Thank you. So sweet. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Karen. Thank you so much. Yes, Hart. Okay. Talking to each other again. Oh, is this another friend? Brian.
Yeah, exactly. I met him. He does a lot of cool, these composite pieces, getting it from various artists. He's just.
Oh, you mean like jams? What they call jams?
Yes,
art jams. Okay, cool.
Well,
thanks for dropping in, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah. Check out his.
And he said you guys just met last year in line at Baltimore Con. Yes. That's very cool. That's cool. That's nice, right? When you can meet each other at shows and stay in touch. And
he turned me on to, I think, Koi Fam, which is sketched by him.
Oh, cool. Because you weren't aware of his existence before that?
I was aware of him, but I had never seen like what he could do for like a con, and I was just really impressed. So.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, Brian. Thanks for dropping in. And almost there, everybody. We're going to get to start the show soon. Let me see you guys talking amongst each other again. Let me got to skip those. Hi, all from Dan Evan. What's up, Dan? Good to see you. Thanks, as always, for being here. Appreciate you, bud. Let me see. Yes, I'm glad to hear, Kavi, slowly but surely, the legs getting better, getting stronger. Awesome, man. Awesome. Kavi, for those who don't know, suffered a badly broken leg a few months ago. And so that's going to be several more months of recuperation. But glad to hear you're doing well, man.
Go Kavi.
That's awesome. I have a package from Italy. It arrived in New York and then New Jersey, but mysteriously sent to Massachusetts and not in New Hampshire. I've got to call USPS. What is going on? I've been there, my friend. I've been there. So don't know what to tell you. I know it's so weird when the package suddenly goes off track and ends up in like different states that normally aren't part of the route, you know? So that's bizarre. Don't know what to tell you, but I wish you luck, Michael, and I hope it arrives very soon. But yeah, if it's been longer, don't forget this, guys. When it has been longer than the estimated arrival time, it's already okay for you to call them and say, I'd like to open a trace on a package. And they will open a trace. And I can tell you that from Canada, when I'm the sender, and it's been like, I always give it, I try to be patient and give it like longer, several days longer than it's estimated. But when several days extra have gone by and it still hasn't shown up and it's still kind of stuck in the same place, I then call Canada Post and they open the trace. And within 3 days, every time I do that, it doesn't fail. Within 3 days of me saying, yes, I'd like to open a trace, please, it gets delivered. So on your end in the United States, everybody, same thing. I encourage you, once it should have already arrived, give them a call. And, it's a pain in the ass to have to wait for somebody and get somebody on the phone, blah, blah, blah. But it gets things moving is what I'm saying. So it really works. Okay, so what else do we have? The last few people. Let me see. Hey, Kenneth. Kenneth Bird is here. Hello to you, my friend. Glad to see you. And Marcus says, agreed. Legend in capital letters. You're a legend? Holy crap.
I don't understand. I got to be wrong. They're talking to somebody else.
Marcus says he shows up just to feel jealous of other people's collections. I guess he's referring to, you know. David says, I grew up reading a lot of English war comics. That's interesting. Then I migrated to American comics like G.I. Combat, Sergeant Rock, Unknown Soldier. That's very cool. Those were all fun. And to me, too, the DC war stuff is what I knew best and enjoyed most, you know. Rip says, Peter's one of the OG collectors. We first met lining up for another meeting in a line at a convention, Heroes Con at 6 a.m. many years ago. How awesome is that, right? These are great ways to meet people, though. I mean, it really is. They're just fun reminiscences, too, you know?
Yes.
So that's really awesome. Glad to know that. Thanks for sharing these little anecdotes, everybody, by the way. I really appreciate that. That's always awesome. Marcus, just smile. And hello, Cab. Hi, Corey. I was told I'm often screaming, I love you, Ruben, in my sleep. Oh, my God. I don't know what's happening over there at your house, Marcus. I don't know. I might have to take a trip and, you know, we got to get together. That's crazy. Ruben is such a dad. I love kids, though. Yeah. You'll have to become a godfather to Karen's kids. You never know. I'm waiting for the invite. I'm always open to it. Who would sleep with you, Marcus? Oh God. Okay, let's calm it down, everybody. Let's calm it down. You have to get up very early in the morning to get in line for a con before Pete. Are you one of those, Pete? And by the way, do you prefer Pete or Peter? Because these guys are all calling you Pete.
Peter is good. Some guy at work always used to call me Pete, and he knew that my name was Peter, and he was kind of an early case for memory center care, and he was a real trip. So whenever he would say Pete, I would go, oh my God, this guy still doesn't get it. Peter's fine. If you say Pete, that's fine too.
No, but Peter's your preference. That's what I'm getting from this is that Peter's the preference. But you're one of those guys. You're one of those guys that when people automatically assume that, you know, because for a lot of Peters it is Pete, right? They assume that, so they just go ahead and say it. But you're one of those guys who you're kind of like, whatever, and you just put up with it. But you prefer Peter. Admit the truth.
Yes, I prefer Peter.
There you go. Thank you.
The guy was a special case.
That's all I wanted to know, because I know these things. I know how people are. I know how, you know, they're shy to kind of correct people. They don't want to have to keep correcting people. They don't want to make them feel bad. I get it. But what your preference? So now you guys know. Peter, not Pete. Don't worry. When he sees you in person, he's going to tell you it's all right. It's all right. You can say Pete. You can call me Pete if you want. It's okay, everybody. I just want to get it straight for my own knowledge, you know, because I always prefer just going with what the person prefers. So that's all I got to say. Ruben, I'm being selfish, but can we hear from Peter as I need to leave soon? Yes, you can. So hello. Give me a second. Outside roasting marshmallows with the grandkids while we will some hard-hitting, pulse-pounding comic art from the collection. Roe. By the way, is it Roe?
Roe, yes.
It is Roe. Okay. I mean, I didn't think of anything else. It could be, but you never know. I just wanted to be sure. Didn't want to mispronounce it. Take care, Kavi. Wishing you speedy recovery. Okay. Oh, are you leaving, Kavi? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Not the if you're leaving, bye. But if not, hello. Okay. So Peter. Okay. Okay. Take from Peter to pay Pete. You mean robbing from Peter to pay Pete? Ruben prefers Ruben over Ruby. That's for sure. That is for damn sure. Even though, as we all know, the Richters' daughter is named Ruby, and her birthday's coming in a couple of months, and we'll be wishing her a birthday again, as always, when that time comes, July 17th. Ruby's a hothead. Peter sounds responsible. Pete sounds sneaky. Nice one. I love that. Sneaky Pete. That'd be a great one. So it's Peter, a.k.a. Pete, a.k.a. Paste Pot Pete. There you go. Nope, just responding to Marcus. Okay. Too bad. Too late. We highlighted it. There we go. All right. So good. On behalf of everybody, once again, thank you all for being patient. As always love to say hi to all of you and chat and chew the fat a little bit with all of you before we get into the show and tell. Yes, in response to Comic Art Boston, who is getting pissed off at me already because he has to leave, why don't we get into the show and tell portion of tonight's episode? Peter, are you ready, my friend?
Ready.
Ready? Okay. So let me cue up these images, everyone, and we will get into the first piece of tonight's show. And let me see, what do we got? Okay, here we go. So, Peter, please do us the honor and just, as I show the pieces, you just tell us what comes to mind, why you like these pieces. You know, if you want to, if it's a remembrance of, if it was some cool story about how you got the art, you know, that's cool too. Whatever you want, you know. Okay. So here we go. First piece, everyone, on tonight's docket.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, my friend, Captain America. I figured I would start with a Jack the King Kirby for Comic Art Boston because I knew he would be wanting to leave early and want me to get started. So at least this way I could show him his favorite artist first. There you go. So what do you have to say about this one, Peter? I know you're very proud to have this one. I know that, but
yes, I am, because I've always wanted a piece of Jack Kirby art, and I came into the collecting published art late in the game, and so most of it was outside my price range, but I saw this on Comic Art Live a couple years ago. Mark Levine was selling it, and it just appealed to me. It's got Nick Fury, Steve Rogers. It has at the very right bottom a little bit of the Kirby crackle and a spacecraft. So I really like that. I just recently got a page that sort of goes nicely with it, which is a Sergeant Fury annual. That
what do you mean goes with it?
It's Nick Fury also, but with a patch. It's Lyndon Baines Johnson, but it's the helicarrier. It's got a nice half splash of a helicarrier.
Oh, okay.
Who cares?
Okay. And yes, I'm glad that Comic Art Boston mentioned the Sid Shores inking, because while he's not my favorite on Kirby, I do love Sid Shores inks, particularly on Gene Colan. For anybody who has seen the Daredevil stuff that he did on Colan, that stuff's really beautiful. But what I really love about it here, I just wanted to say, is that I find his inks on Kirby gives Kirby a little bit of texture to his line art, which I usually typically find sort of, you're like what everybody says, blocky, flat and blocky, which it still is, but with some texture added with Shores' inks,
Good point.
So very, very nice. And nice Nick Fury quippiness. I love this. And Sid's ink. So another Sid fan. Superb storytelling, says Marcus.
Yes.
And who's this? Another friend of yours, Peter? Gio? Who's this?
I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, I'm with your best friend right now. What does that mean? It's got to be some kind of cryptic comment towards you.
I don't know who that is.
Let us know who you are, Geo3867_YT8. And in the meantime, I'll put up some more comments. Great page, says David. Yes, I saw the Sergeant Fury Annual 1 page 2 in your collection. There you go. So he's already familiar with it. Got some crackle in there. Yeah, absolutely. And he says, he says, I'm with your friend right now. He's my papa.
Oh, that must be Christina.
Is that your daughter?
It must be. I didn't know that was her. Maybe is that you, Christina?
Yeah, let us know. My gosh, if you're coming in to support Papa and he doesn't even know who you are, that's sad. It's making me sad. Wow. You recently purchased a couple of Sergeant Fury Annual 3 pages. That's cool. Wow. Handsome Steve Rogers, it certainly is. Sid Zinc over Colon on Daredevil were excellent. Absolutely. It suited Gene's style very well. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Very, very cool. Very nice. We're still waiting to hear back from Gio. Can you confirm you are Peter's daughter, Gio? And we'll see. We'll see. That's kind of weird.
Oh,
She seems to have disappeared, if it's her. Oh! That's my grandson, Anthony, leaving messages on his phone? What? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Really? That is so wild. Okay, this is crazy. Okay. I hope you're right, Rich. So crazy. Yes, and Peter beat me on that page 5. Awesome helipiece.
Sorry.
What page 5?
That's the Nick Fury annual with the semi-splash of the helicarrier.
Oh, that one. Okay.
I later got someone wanted to buy it from me because I bought Heritage and I got a follow-up offer, and I thought about it a long time and I decided to keep it.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rick says legends tend to get comments such as these. You're legendary, Peter. I'm going to stick with that. Marcus is saying you are the father. This must be a little play on words from what's that show? The Maury Povich. If that's what you're doing, then only the word "are" should be capitalized. And the results are in, and you are the father. All right. So here are the rails. We have gone off of them already. Imagine CJ. What? Listen, Peter, just so you know, my shows typically go off the rails, but not usually after only one piece, you know. But that's okay. That's what. Sometimes it goes off even before we've even started the show and tell. So I guess it's par for the course. So that's okay. Luke, I am your father. Now we're getting all the crazy stuff. Peter, you were right in keeping that piece. It was very nice. There you go. So
thank you, Kanigher, Boston.
Well, and any question? Peter, how did you get into the hobby, or has that been covered? Well, no, we you know what? We should probably do a little bit of that. Why don't we? Actually, if Peter doesn't mind, we didn't do that. Would you just give us a little bit of background into how you discovered original art and got into it?
So as a kid, I read comics, and then I fell out of it. And then I when I came back to the U.S. in I think '98, I got back into comics.
Sorry, when you say back to the U.S., you had left?
Yeah, I was serving overseas, and I came back. I was serving in China, and I came back. Okay. And it was '98, and I visited a comic book store, and I saw, oh, this is kind of interesting stuff. And so I got, I got on the subscriptions and started getting stuff. It turned out that, so I spent a lot of time with one of the managers. He would get con sketches and he would show them. I go, oh, that's pretty neat. So I started off that way with going to getting some convention sketches in a sketchbook. And that's how I started. Okay.
So what year would that have been, if you can pin it down? Your first ever piece of original artwork?
I should have known. I should have looked back. Maybe 2003.
Okay.
2002. No, it's 2002 at least.
Okay. Yeah. So I figured at least a couple of decades. So I just wasn't sure if you went back to the 90s, you know? I mean, obviously, I'm sure with comics, you go back to what, childhood?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so, well, that was it, Cab. When did you get your first published piece? Oh, published piece. Yeah. When did you get your first published one? Would it have been that same year later, or?
No, it was much later. I was fully into the sketchbook lineup at Cons phase, and I would get a few commissions here and there, pieces outside the sketchbook. Then I think I was on Comic Connect, and I saw this Irv Novick Batman page, interior page, that really I was very interested in, because it's Batman and Robin chasing after the Joker, who's going into some convention center or a fun park, and it's they're having a costume party, and people are arriving in various costumes, and one of the people that's arriving is in a Thor costume.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
I've seen that. I'm familiar with that one. Yeah, I'm familiar with that issue. Yeah, I mean, I can't recall the number off the top of my head, but yeah, I've seen it before for sure. Yeah, I used to love scenes like that. And that's the page you got?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. You still have it?
I still have it.
Okay. Excellent. Wow, that's very awesome. Okay, what? I'm sorry. Hey, Larry. What's up, Larry Wong? Good to see you. Good evening, my friend. And Cap says, okay, that explains the wide variety and quality of sketches that you have, which, by the way, is very impressive.
Oh, thank you, Comic Art Boston.
Yeah.
He's awfully kind.
Very long name, by the way, Peter. So we all affectionately call him Cab. We use the acronym, you know. So you can call him Cab. It's all good. Kids screaming AFK. I don't know. I usually need my guests to help me figure out the things these guys are saying that I don't get with acronyms and stuff. You know what that means, Peter?
No.
Kids screaming AFK. I don't know. Somebody's going to tell us now. Confusing me, Corey. What's up, Lee Parmeter? What's up, comic art person that you are? Good to see you. You know, it's a good convention when you see Peter in attendance. Ian, show that piece if you can. Well, I don't. Given that I just asked Peter if he still had it, I'm thinking I didn't choose that one tonight. So, I may not even have noticed it somehow. It's possible. Yeah. But away from the keyboard, maybe Michael. I don't know. Correct. Away. Oh, okay. So wow, even Cab knows it's away from keyboard. Okay. Hey, Ian. But yeah, hold on. So let me just go back for a second. What was that Corey comment? Kids screaming away from keyboard. But what does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. But anyways, okay. Lee is on his phone, he says. Okay, excellent. As long as it works, my friend. Okay, so excellent. Cab, I hope you got the information that you were seeking, but feel free to ask Peter more questions, and we will get to them as we go through the artwork. Let us, with that, go on to the second piece in tonight's show and tell. And for that, we jump from the Silver Age up to the modern age, the contemporary era, even though it's got some kind of golden age-ish aspect to it, because I love it, and that's why I picked it. And I love this artist. Tell us a little bit about this one, Peter. I really love this one, and I love this artist.
Oh, damn.
Gabriel Hardman, yeah. The recreation, reinterpretation, if you will, of All-Star Comics 33, originally by Erwin Hasen.
Yes. So I'm a big JSA fan, love the All-Star Comics.
Cool.
It fascinates me, the history that JSA goes back to.
Yeah.
And then to learn about the various artists that worked on All-Star Comics on those characters. That particular cover I really like. It's among those my favorite covers of All-Star.
Okay.
And so this was unbelievably, this was a piece that Gabriel did at a con for me.
At a con?
Yeah.
This is a con piece?
Yes.
What? Oh my gosh. Wow.
He must have spent all night doing it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's amazing for a con piece, man.
Probably why he doesn't go to cons anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Great Hardman. Yeah, style's very Silver Age-ish. Yeah, he's a perfect artist for this type of a recreation, you know. Yeah, didn't know Solomon Grundy went that far back.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You didn't know.
Oh, went that far back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Rickster, you're so good with this stuff usually. Wow, you're not aware that he's from the Golden Age. Wow, you're surprising me. I figured you knew that. Wow. But yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah, Rich, beautiful recreation. Carl with the yowzers and the double eyes. Cab says, this is excellent. Gabriel Hardman has done lots of cover reinterpretations. He's a very accomplished artist. I have one by him of the FF52. Ah, the Black Eye. Yes, that's another excellent one. Exactly. Yeah, Marcus thinks it's hot. That is an unreal con piece, says Dan. Wow. Yes, and many congratulations on this one, Peter, from Cab. Yeah, really beautiful. Yeah,
so that's in a sketchbook.
Oh my gosh! Oh my, what? In a sketchbook? It's even like more impressive. Like, oh wow. Holy crap! So, what
I
side?
feel really guilty about that, by the way, of asking
Do you?
him to do something like that at a con.
Do you? Wow.
I feel guilty about that. That was my early collecting stupidity.
Well, no, but I mean, at the same time, you know, you learn as you go, and he could have said no, right? So that's pretty impressive. That, my gosh, you're asking for a recreation of a cover, and then he at a con, and he says, yeah, sure. Oh, okay, I'll do it. Like, what? Like all those characters? Like, what? That's insane. That is really insane. Yeah.
Joe Staten did the same thing for me for my very first page of that JSA sketchbook. He did the round table with the Golden Age characters around it.
Wow, man.
That's a lot of characters.
That's pretty insane. Like the changes he went with. Me too. I always like to look at the changes that are made. Me too, Kavi. And Marcus says, that's why you line up early with Peter.
You know who lines up early is John Higashi. That guy you can't beat.
I've heard of that, and I'm not shocked because I've seen his sketch and you know, commission collection, and yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's that. When you see some of that stuff, and you're like, okay, this guy must be sleeping overnight inside the convention hall or something. Is sneaking his way in through the vents or something, you know? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Wow, Jewish Dragon says he loves the Johnny Thunder figure. Yeah, really cool. Peter has gotten some incredible con sketches where other mere mortals have failed.
Rich, you're killing me. Oh, such nice words. It's like,
He must have liked you a lot, says Cab.
I love
Shaggy,
it.
look at that. Shaggy Wong. Good evening to you, Shaggy. We got both Wongs tonight. I guess two Wongs do make a right this time. But Dan says, no way, Peter. That's called being a patron of the arts. Great memory. Wow.
I do like to think of that sometimes.
Rich says that Higashi is the sketch ninja.
He is, indeed.
And now Cab's like, Joe Staten as well? I'm not surprised. By the way, is it Staten or Staten?
Staten.
He has said it to you himself?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's
finally.
I call him Staten.
Okay, I finally get some confirmation. I've been waiting all these years. I always said Staten myself. So it's nice to finally get a confirmation. So if he says Staten, it's Staten. Excellent. Thank you.
A lot of comic book artists, writers, you don't know how their name is pronounced unless you hear somebody pronounce it. Because you look at it and you say what it phonetically sounds like, and it's just not right. You're off.
No.
You don't want to look like an idiot, when you ask an artist to do something for you. No,
exactly. Maybe you saw the Staten page 1 and was trying to keep up the pace. Oh. Is the Staten piece in the same book ahead of it?
Yes.
I think
has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
I think Rick is right, or at least could be definitely right.
They do look. They look
exactly.
At the book and they say, "I don't want to."
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Look,
Rich. It's like the Yiddish word mensch. Oy vey, he's such a good mensch. That's how it is. It's Doug Mensch. So now you know.
I didn't know
and
that.
I know for a fact, by the way, so that I'm not just guessing. I always said it that way. So credit to me. I pat myself on the back. I thankfully said it right for decades. But I'm glad to finally have it confirmed, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that. Yeah, you have to go to a panel to find out how others pronounce names. Nice. Rick is always very perceptive. He is. And knowing is half the battle. Excellent, everybody. Moment. Let us get on to the third piece in tonight's show and tell of the legend himself, Peter Roe. Here we see. Now I'm getting. I got to get into the act, Peter. What do you want me to do? These guys confirmed it. You're a legend, all right. So you're a legend. That's it. Let's go with it. So for that, we're actually gonna stick in the contemporary era. And you guys know I like to go back and forth, but for this one, we'll stick with the contemporary era and show you a piece by an artist that I really enjoy. His work I really enjoy. He of the less is more approach to illustration, and it's just a beautiful scene. So yeah, tell us a little bit about this, and maybe where you got this, and if it was you who commissioned it.
Oh yeah, that's so Chris Samnee does these Batober, Batman October.
Right.
And then at the end he puts them on eBay.
On eBay of all places.
Yes, he used to put them on eBay, and they I think now he's put them on a website, and you have to be the first one to claim it. But it used to be on eBay. I bought this one on eBay. It was ferocious bidding. It was just it was ridiculous. And now to just get one of his pieces, he does like like putting it up, and then if you're the first person that gets it, that's it.
Okay. Yeah,
it's like Felix Lou when he drops things.
Sorry, can you repeat that again, Peter?
It's like when Felix Lou drops things. It's the same process.
The same type of. I see. I get it. Right. Everything goes pretty fast. Is basically what you mean. Like it gets snapped up.
Yeah, it gets sucked up immediately. In this one, the reason I like it is the feeling of tragedy.
Yes,
and Alex Toth style, which I'm a huge fan of. Less is more, like you said, but the blacks, the effective use of the blacks, the rain, the feeling of tragedy in this piece. And I was going back and looking at some of my pieces that I have and why I like certain pieces. And I think it's because of the tragic aspect of them. Certain stories I really like that appeal to me and I want to collect are from tragic stories. Whether it's hey, well, bye, Cab. We'll see you. Good.
Yeah. Thank you, Cab. Thank you. Have a good evening.
I'll see you on the CAF update or whatever. There's like Our Army at War number 241. I really love those pages, and it's because it's a very tragic story about a war journalist that joins the squad on a patrol, and he witnesses bravery, but those same brave people are killed, and in the end, he throws away his notebook, and it doesn't have anything in it except says something like "War is hell."
Okay.
Same thing with a Dell Combat Sam Glanzman story, which was I think it's Action in the Sunda Straits, which is about a group of Allied warships at the very beginning of the war in the Pacific, and they're trying to get away from the Japanese, and they get hammered. They get trapped and hammered by the Japanese, and they all die. The ships all sink.
Okay.
And those are just so. I don't know why it is that appeals to me, but it does sort of in a very emotional way. It immediately pulls me in.
No, I understand. And by the way, Hart wanted to know what size is this piece approximately? Do you know?
It's not that big. It's maybe about have to do the Anthony hands, right? This and about this. No, it's about this big actually. It's not very big, about that big. It's fairly small.
Smaller piece. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Jewish Dragon says, there's such an elegance to Samnee. I love the way that Bruce's jacket is created by the rain. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Marcus says it's 6x9.
There you go.
Well, there you go. That sounds about right. It's kind of what I was picturing also. I had a feeling it was about that size too.
Marcus is the man. Marcus is the expert.
He is. He knows it all. He knows it all.
It's amazing.
He knows that he screams my name late at night while he's sleeping for some reason. I don't know. So you gotta believe him on everything, I guess. Oh, and I wanted to say, I wanted to come back to where is it? Let's see. Hold on. Where are you, David? Well, anyways, David mentioned that now he's gonna. David says, "Oh, here he is. Now I will remember Mensch. How ironic is it, David, that you, a Jew, had to be told that bit of awesome trivia by someone who's only an honorary Jew, who's a Jew in name only. How ironic is that? You gotta love that. You gotta love it. Oh, that's so funny. But yes, Doug Mensch, baby, Doug Mensch. He of the many awesome Batman tales. Speaking of Batman, I wanted to say, Peter, I love that you mentioned that you know, a big part of what you really love about the piece, right? It's the emotion in it, right? The tragedy of it all. Because I too am on record on my channel and in private conversations as saying I really love pieces of art that move me. So what moves you more than, you know, things such as, you know, death, right? What moves you more than death, right? The specter of death. And so that's why certain scenes like that, or oftentimes in war comics and what have you. But typically, yeah, just anything emotional. It just has a weight to it, and it just really does. I don't know if everybody feels this way, but certainly you and I really feel that extra sort of additional weight added to the illustration when it's an emotional scene, you know. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I've always really appreciated that about artwork. So it's cool. I'm glad. And then, by the way, that's why I picked that particular one. Aside from the fact that it's very well drawn, of course, but that's the reason, because I love emotional scenes, and I was like, oh my God, as soon as I saw it, that's one of the first ones I'm grabbing, you know?
Chris Samnee is, to me, the inheritor of the Toth legacy. He's just so good, and I look at him that way. But also, I just wanted to mention that one of the gentlemen in the chat said something about European war comics. And right now, one of my favorite authors to read is Garth Ennis and all of his war stories, World War II stories. And he keeps churning them out, and they're all very tragic. A lot of them are tragic.
Really?
Yes.
But are they good, though? Be honest with me. Are they good? Do you feel
really
like when you're reading them, are you like, wow, this is so good? Or is it like, yeah, it's okay?
Well, you know, there's a range, but the range is all within the good. It's all, you know, I didn't read a bad story. They're all.
Oh, that's important. That's good. That's good. Yeah. That answers my question perfectly, actually. Yeah. If you haven't read a bad story, then that's great. Yeah. Who's publishing that?
So he's going all over the place with publishers, a variety of publishers. I can't remember all the names, but
okay.
I
think
he's all over the map. Will publish his stuff, because this is not mainstream.
Right.
DC and Marvel are unlikely to. I think maybe the DC publish any of it, but it's all Rebellion is doing some of his like battle action comics that are coming out. He's done some forwards to old British comics, redoing they're reprinting some of the British comics, and he's done a couple forwards to those.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
cool.
just wherever he can find someone a company that was willing to publish it, I think.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? I mean, if you're talking about war stuff, it's not typically the big two that want to do that stuff, right? So, yeah, it absolutely. Yeah, 70 points of top. By the way, that's the other question I wanted to ask you, Peter. Do you have it on good authority that it's Toth and not Toth?
Toth, yes.
100%?
Yeah, unless somebody in the chat says no, I Toth, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure Toth. I've heard other people say Toth.
Okay, because I've always said Toth, and over the years heard both. Obviously, right? Interchangeable, it seems. And then I've met people outside. I've actually met 2 times. I've met people outside of the comic book sphere with the name Toth.
Uh-huh.
And one was, I was like, hey, how do you pronounce your name, by the way? And she was like, Toth. And I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe it always is Toth. And I explained to her why I was asking. And then she goes, no, not Toth. It's always been Toth. Okay, good. But then the other person I met said Toth. I was like, really?
I could be wrong. Maybe my recall's bad.
Yeah. No, but it could be. It could, yeah. That's why I'm curious. I'd like to hear from somebody who met Alex and who heard him say it, you know? Then we know, right? That's what I'd like to hear, you know, that kind of confirmation. But either way, it's a fine line between emotional and gratuitous violence. It certainly is. It certainly is. Started at DC. I say tooth. I think you're joking. I hope you're joking. But to Toth or not to Toth. Okay, you guys. All right. Everybody, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so we learn stuff at the same time as we look at some great art, have chats, get to know each other better. So very good, everyone. Let us go to the next piece in tonight's show and tell. And then for that, we go to, oh, look at that. That's so weird. I had these out of order. I had number 3 before number 4 before number 3. Okay, so this is the 4th one now, even though it should have been the 3rd one. Let's check this one out, everybody. Another genre that the big two typically don't like to publish, but one of the best draftsmen. In my opinion, he's my favorite. I think he's the best ever draftsman. Here we go. Check it out. Weird Western Tales, number 38 by José Luis García López, 1976. Oh, man. Love that stuff. But yeah, you talk about this, Peter. What do you love about it?
Oh, what's not to love about it?
Yeah. Well said.
It's first, Jonah Hex. I love Jonah Hex, but the action is just, and the storytelling is just fabulous. And of course, the art, you know, the characters, the anatomy, the perspective, it's all great. Who doesn't like Jose? You know, if you don't like it, I got to understand why. I have 3 or 4 pages from his very first work they did for DC, Weird War Tales, and it was about a Civil War incident, which I had just read about after reading a Civil War history. And it's about a riot that happened in New York City, anti-conscription riot, that quickly turned on people. That it went not only after conscription centers, but it turned on people angry at African Americans because they felt that they were going to steal their jobs. They're angry at the abolitionists who were making them fight for what they didn't believe, making them die in this war. And this was just right after Gettysburg, one of the bloodiest battles of the war. And right. 1863, after after a couple of years of war. And so it was, I really enjoyed getting his art on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pretty much anything he does is brilliant, and it's nice. It's nice that at least within within our hobby, we have as a group, collectors have finally sort of helped to put more attention on García López's work. It's nice that he finally began over the last 10 years or so, getting the accolades and attention that he deserves from somebody other than just his peers, somebody other than other comic book artists, So very happy to know that. Absolutely brilliant page for sure. And amazing details all over the place, Cobby, for sure. And Karen, I love that too. The slanted perspective in the last panel. See, I love that the top and bottom panels have the slant, right? Which always makes a scene much more intriguing. But I love that on the last one, it's way more tilted than they usually go. Way more, That's like super extreme.
And he's well known for being, the one of the main artists for Jonah Hex. But this story is also pretty tragic.
Oh, is it? Did you just read it recently, or do you remember it?
I read it recently, and I think when I got the piece, I read it, and essentially this it's a evil town, and they said that this guy, the guy that he's holding, the man that Jonah is holding in his arms in the last panel, they had alleged that he was the one that responsible for killing someone for a murder. Turned out that he wasn't, that this town was responsible for it, these bad guys. And so this is where Jonah Hex is having it out with him, but he brought along this guy as a witness, and he ends up dead.
Oh, well, it's really fantastic. And good evening, Ilya. Likes the camera work and the overall design of the progression of the panels. Of course, yeah, that's all about storytelling, right? Yeah, that's fabulous. So
the instant panel is really great too, where you get like the overhead perspective.
And the overhead perspective, yeah,
and the side perspective.
Yeah. It's tiny, but it's really cool. I like that. And sounds like Pale Rider. I don't remember the story. I've only seen it once, Lee, so I couldn't confirm that. But I'll take your word for it. Gio's loving it. It's really good. Very, very cool. Yeah, had to have a García López in here, so we'll have to show that. And I love Western, the Western genre as well, so very happy to show that. Okay, excellent. All right, everyone. From there, let us go on to the next piece. This is piece number 5 in tonight's show and tell. And for that, tell us a little bit about this one, Peter.
Oh, yeah.
A fairly rare Marvel piece.
Yes. I don't have a lot of Marvel pieces, and I think partly the reason is that they're more expensive than DC pieces.
Interesting. Because most people, they'll say, well, I just always been way more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy, or, Marvel than a DC guy. But,
well, I think with the war stuff, I'm definitely more DC than Marvel.
Okay. Yeah. But anyways, this is a cool page. I love it. It's got Doctor Strange with, what do you call it? Like when his corporeal form or whatever you want to call it there, it leaves his body. And so he's like, his physical body's just sort of in a trance sitting there, and got Spidey trying to wake him up. I love that. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. So what appealed to me was it's a Marvel team up, which I really like that. It's that series. It has a funny scene with Spidey again, upside down, trying to, talk to, Doctor Strange, like when he's away on his astral projection. And then you have at the bottom 2 panels, you have Iron Man. So 3 characters. Funny scene, Spider-Man Marvel team up page. The art is good. I've always wanted to have a Sal Buscema page. So that met the mark.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thank you, Jewish Dragons. Astral form it is. That's right. Thank you. Yes, Rickster, astral projection. Thanks, guys. You can tell it's been ages since I've read many comics, especially Doctor Strange, though. Awesome Sal page, says Karen. She should know she has some awesome Sal pages herself. And Larry says, great page. Gio says, it's very, very, very cool. Awesome. Nice team up, grade 3. Yep. And Marvel team up, beautiful, says Steven. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's great. I love that. I love that last Iron Man shot zooming up towards us. That's so cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
great
really
Iron Man shot.
Yeah, the images glide. They certainly do.
They do.
Very, very neat. Yeah. And okay, excellent. So, from a very rare Marvel page, I believe, since we have very few Marvel pieces tonight, we are heading back, I'm assuming, to DC. And I say assuming just because my slides, the way I see them in front of me, they're like thumbnails of the slides, and the thumbnails are tiny. So it's hard to see what it is that I'm actually looking at and what's coming up next, you know? But yeah, let's take a look and find out together what this is. Ah, yes. Love this one. I wanted to give Dick Dillin some shine.
That's interesting.
So,
you picked that one. Yeah.
Why do you say, Peter? This is what I want to know. This is what I love to get into. The weeds of why you would be surprised that I would pick this. Let me know.
This doesn't speak to me as like a calling out piece to someone to pick.
Okay.
I would not have thought that you would pick it. The story,
fair enough.
Yeah, it's a so-so story.
Okay.
And I like Dick Dillin on Justice League. I some people
me
don't,
too.
but I like his stuff.
Yeah,
and you have a lot of members of the Justice League. You have that shot of them, going out on their missions, which it's always a great shot. You got a good shot of Two-Face. And of course you've got Hawkman, who I love to see him in action.
Yeah, no, me too. Anytime I see, the visuals of Hawkman as a character are just phenomenal for me. I love him. I love seeing him anytime. So,
inks are great.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you say that again, Peter?
Oh, Frank McLaughlin inks are great.
Oh, yes, he did a great job. Absolutely, yeah. And like you said, I like a
great job.
Yeah, and I like Dick Dillin, as you said, on JLA. So, and he did. What a super long run he had too. You got to give him credit, right? Like, wow, I love artists when they stuck to a title like for the long term, and boy, did he have a long run. So, yeah, that's really, really awesome. Twang goes the Atom. McLaughlin made Dick Dillin's pencils shine, says Ilya. Yep. Well said. Oh, I didn't notice. Are they in Toronto, Canada? Is that what you're saying there, Jewish Dragons? Not sure. Oh, because they mentioned, yes, Toronto, Canada. And Sydney, Australia. Yeah, that's right. They were mentioning in the first panel. That's so funny that it's big enough that you could read it. That's so funny.
I believe Sydney is misspelled in the page.
Let me see. Sydney. Is it really?
I think it is.
I thought that's how you spell it. No? SYDNEY?
Yeah, I thought it was misspelled SID somewhere.
Maybe in another panel. I don't know. But either way, very nice. But yeah, I loved all the first of all, the Two-Face face caught my attention first, and I really loved that. And that made me look at the rest of it. And I looked at panel 2, and I just saw all the heroes flying, towards the right in panel 2. I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. And then, as you just said, Hawkman. I'm a big Hawkman fan, so I see Hawkman everywhere. I'm just like, okay, wow, that's really neat. I got to see that. And yeah, listen, I'm not saying I want to make something really, really, really cool. This is cool, but I want to make something really, straight here. Just so you understand, Peter, that when I pick stuff for people, okay, for show and tells, here, let me come back to you. It's weird to speak and not be able to see somebody. I use multiple different parameters for why I pick stuff, okay? So I'm not just picking, for example, what I think are the 20 pieces in your collection, I've got to be thinking, okay, what do I like? I have an audience, though, and that's made up of many, many people, all with different tastes. What do they like? What will they like to see? You know, so that has to come into play as well, you know, and so on and so forth. Yeah, sometimes it's not about the art. It's about, oh, but this comes from a great story. I love the story, even though the art is nothing special or out of the ordinary, you know, and I'll pick it for that reason. So many, many reasons. Yeah, and like I said, it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that it is a show that we're doing for an audience, right? I figure, you know, let's try to show as much as we can. And people do tend to love pieces that have tons of characters all over them. That excites people. You know, a lot of the collectors are like that. You know, so that's why I picked it. You know, believe me, yeah. If I had more time, if we could be here all night, I would have picked other ones as well. You know, so
thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, believe me, that you can believe that when I say that. Yeah, absolutely. Many, many more. Yeah. So Gio, who I believe Rich said earlier is Anthony, loves your content, and he wants to tell us that, just so we know, content means videos. Thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, excellent. All right, everyone. From there, let us move on to the next piece. And from Justice League of America, Dick Dillin, we go to, I believe this is going to be Batman related. Let me see. Let's check this out. Oh no, this is Silver Age, The Brave and the Bold, number 44, by one of my all-time favorites, Joe Kubert, from 1962, with one of my all-time favorite characters, Hawkman. That's why I picked this again. What do you got to say, Peter?
It's Joe Kubert, Hawkman. What do you got to say? I know.
So you're not going to ask me why I picked this then?
No. I love this piece.
Yeah.
I remember when I bought it, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy I bought this. It screams Joe Kubert, but you know, I love, you know, the 3 panels at the bottom he's got going on, and there's a lot of this archaeology stuff going on, and the museum kind of stuff going on, and the gentleman with it's the main character, Hawkman, with the goggles on the John Carter with his goggles on his face. It's all great.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Mr. Kubert on Hawkman and on the war stories it's just so good. He was truly a master.
Yeah.
And his style is so unique to me from so many.
For sure.
Yeah.
When
you see something, you know immediately it's Joe Kubert.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and you know it's unique when either no other artists or very, very, very few have ever tried to emulate your style. You know, we never really saw. Bring Pete back for another show sometime. The legend must respond to the demand of his public. Oh my gosh. Just panel 1. Wow, great work by Kubert. Yeah. And Marcus says it's evident why you picked it. Thank you. It should be. I would think it should be. You know, but yeah. No, listen. Up until Andy and Adam, you know, came into the industry in the 1980s. I certainly had never seen anybody trying to do a Kubert riff in comics, you know? I mean, okay, perhaps you can say some of those guys who were in the 1977, the first Kubert school class, you know, your Steve Bissett's and your John Toddlebins, you know, some of those guys, when they first started breaking in, they kind of drew, you know, they were doing like short stories in the war comics. But of course, because Kubert was still working in the war comics at the time, that's why they were also still kind of drawing like him. But I mean, as an ongoing regular basis, you know, somebody coming into the industry and just drawing a monthly book, month after month after month, copying, you know, imitating Kubert? No. You know, like I said, other than Andy and Adam when they first kind of came in, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So that's how you know it's
That's
super
natural.
unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
His storytelling is also excellent. I have
always has been. Then again, he's been drawing since he was a teenager back in the 1940s, right? So you would think like he's had so much practice to get better. And so you think about it. By the time we saw his stuff for the first time, either brand new or as back issues in between the 1960s and 1980s, he was already a multiple decade pro by that point, you know? So you think about it that way, it's like, okay, yeah, you should be excellent by the early 60s at that point, you know, and he certainly was. So yeah, no, it's fantastic. And I'm glad that you have that. Congratulations. And I'm glad to be able to show that and showcase it because love Kubert, love Hawkman. So Kubert's my man, you know, one of the comic book artist deaths that hit me harder than most. Because I just love his stuff so much. So yeah, very happy to show his stuff here tonight. Okay, so with that being said, everyone, CJ, just want to say CJ says that he's so Williamson / Foster / Raymond-ish. I mean, perhaps storytelling wise, I think CJ is what you're trying to say. I mean, certainly not stylistically, you know. Gotta go. Okay, Lee, have a good one. Watch later. Peter, you have similar taste to mine. Very nice. Thanks, Lee. Catch you later.
Has Lee been on your show?
Lee has been on my show. He certainly has.
Okay, I'll have to go look that one up.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a fun one. And if I remember correctly, I think that one went really long. I think that one went 4 hours because we were having such a good time. So yeah. No, Lee's was a good one for sure. So okay, some good nights to Lee. Later, Lee. See you, Lee. There we go. All right. Thanks all for your kindness. Let us get back to the show and tell. And for that, we go from number 7 to number 8. And this one will be a Batman-related piece. We're going to the contemporary era to one of my favorite contemporary artists. I just love the organic inking that he does here. So check this out. A quiet page in terms of storytelling, but his inking is just, man, I just want to soak it all in. Check it out.
Oh, yes.
Legends of the Dark Knight by Sean Phillips from 1997. And I apologize for the colors, everyone, but you know we always want to compare it to the color. So you see what it looks like published. But boy, the black and white, it's just phenomenal. Wow. I love it.
So yeah, I'm a sucker for noir Batman scenes.
Right.
It goes back to my love of noir films.
You love noir films too?
Yes.
Oh, me too. Awesome.
Awesome. I have to ask, what's your favorite noir movie?
You know, I got to tell you, other than maybe one or two of them, I've only seen the ones I've seen. I've seen maybe 100 and some odd, and I've only seen them once. So I've never, other than a couple, I've never really been able to watch them twice because of time constraints. But gosh, it's hard to say. But I will say Sunset Boulevard. I don't know if you really consider that noir. I do, even though it's not about guns and malls and But Sunset Boulevard, I really love it. But I would say maybe if you force me to choose, Double Indemnity might be my favorite all time.
Hmm.
But I honestly, I don't want to choose. Let me come back. I don't want to choose because I never choose favorite anything. Colors, foods, music, bands, music. I can't. I like too many. So I can't choose a favorite, but that's one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. Let's just say that. Yeah. But I got to ask you, what's yours?
Panic in the Streets is one of them.
That's a good one. Yeah. Okay.
Just the scene where Jack Palance does his own Well, the beginning scene is, noir perfect. The end where he is he's grappling on a rope up towards a ship. He did that on his own, and
did he?
Yeah, he did. He was so incredibly in such good physical shape. That movie I just love, and it's also kind of an odd topic for a noir film. It's about public health, getting control of a plague, trying to get to the source of the plague before it breaks out.
Yeah.
Richard Widmark is great in it. He plays the public health officer.
I love him. I love him in everything.
The interaction between the policeman thinks he's an idiot, and Richard Widmark's trying to convince him to do these things, and it's a great movie.
Yeah, for sure. No, good choice. Good choice. But okay, let us not to scare everybody away and get back to the art. Yeah, tell us a little bit about what you like about this piece.
Noir,
other than the fact that obviously you love noir,
it's a rainy scene, and I agree with Jewish Dragons. When you have Batman and Gordon together, those are I like those scenes. Those have a lot of atmosphere, and they're trying to fight crime, and here they are talking about how best can we do this? How can we get at this bad guy? And I just love the noir feel to it. Again, the shadowy feel to it. The shadows are great. I love the rain. I like the old way they used to do rain too, of using the razor blades.
The razor blade. That's a great technique. Yeah. Hey JT, what's up? Yes. I love the razor blade technique. It's always been great. Yeah. Love it. And what can be better than nighttime raining with Batman in an alley? Right?
Yes. his natural habitat.
Yeah, Marcus is feeling soaked already from the rain. There you go. John Brown, oh my gosh, John Brown is saying where the sidewalk ends. That's another great one. I love that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Oh, Heart the Killers, another good one. Yeah, and I like that one. And so Jewish Dragon, Sean Phillips is amazing. These Bats Gordon scenes are part of the core of Batman. Exactly. Well said.
Exactly. Yeah, well said. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Love Maltese Falcon, Rickster. I think I've already shown it on the end there. So that's the Maltese Falcon 1968 paperback edition cover right there with you see a playing card right in front of the statue. That's of course an allusion to Sam Spade. So there you go. But I wouldn't have said that one, Rick, only because it's way too obvious. It's too obvious of a choice, I think, but it's great, so I can't complain about it. Sorry. So let me put it back up here for a second because we're still getting more comments. So the first panel is such a perfect depiction of Gordon. Great treatment of Gordon with the blacks match. Yeah, absolutely. And Hart says the Third Man, one of his favorites. There you go. Good one. Nice, says Maki Poo Poo. You love our content. Eggs are really good. Wow, that's great. Thank you. The Thin Red Line is my favorite war movie, says Maki Poo Poo. I enjoyed that one. Ilya says Touch of Evil. This was a good one, right?
Yes.
Orson
Welles.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of the Fog. I don't know that. What's that?
I don't know that one either, Steve. Yeah, he's pulling the film noir expertise out.
Is he a big time film noir guy?
Oh yes.
Okay, then he knows stuff that nobody knows. Okay, never heard of it, Steve. Rick says, yeah, there we go. The cigarette, just a great bat scene. Absolutely, yes. You meant to say I will have you contact it's yeah, still don't get it, but okay. Casablanca, all-time war. But you see, Dan, that's not one of my favorites. To me, I don't know, it kind of bores me. Maybe it's just it's too overhyped. But whenever people think about them, people always think about, you know, the Maltese Falcon and Casablanca. Like a lot of people always pick those two because for a lot of people, those are the first two and only two that they ever see. That's how popular they are, you know. But no, I mean, I can't knock it. It's just not one of my favorites for sure. So Steve says it's from 1941 with John Garfield and Ida Lupino. I like Ida Lupino. John Garfield's pretty good too. So I'll have to look into that. We'll have to look it out. Out of the Fog. Okay. Very cool. Thank you. For the script alone. Okay. Fair enough, Dan. Fair enough. I've always loved Shadow of a Doubt by Hitchcock. Oh, I love most of the Hitchcocks. Yeah. But very excellent artwork. And like I said, this is why, you know, I just love Sean Phillips in general. And yeah, with Batman, just did a phenomenal job here. So very excellent.
Like the eyes too, the Gordon eyes at in the very first panel. Those are, your eye almost immediately goes. My eye,
yes,
is attracted to those eyes.
The glasses, right? Yeah.
Batman first, and then in the second panel, but then the eyes.
Right, and then you go left.
Yeah. To me.
Yeah.
I know that's not the way you're supposed to do it, but
no. But that's how it catches your attention, right? Because the Batman is so large and it's smack dab, you know, kind of right front and center. So of course it's going to pull you in because it's got all that black to it, right? But then, like you say, you suddenly are caught in your peripheral vision and you shift to the left because you see Gordon, you know, and yeah, the eyes, the glasses, white like that, and the solid black of you know, in the front of his body. That's so awesome. Yeah, just spectacular. Yeah, the whole thing's just beautiful. So yeah, excellent page. I'm happy to show that one too. Okay, sorry everyone, but we're not going to continue with the film noir talk because we got to keep the show moving. And from there, we're going to go to piece number 9. Oh, this is one of my, man, I wish I could have this. Like if I was going to get, okay, I'll tell you guys, this next page is a Flash page. Oh. And I love Carmine Infantino. I love the Flash. I always loved the images of Flash in motion with the motion lines trailing behind them. When I first started collecting comic art, I was buying, like a lot of people do. I was buying like random pieces, like anything that caught my eye, I was like kind of bidding on eBay, you know? And, you know, quickly I realized like, this is cool stuff, but like none of it has anything to do with each other. It's just very random, you know? So I was like, I should probably try to focus on something, you know, to try to keep a focus. And I was like, what should I focus on? What should I try to collect? The very first idea that came to mind was Flash pages where he's running in motion with the trailing lines behind him as much as I can possibly get, you know? That was, I never did do it. I bought one page and then I had trouble finding more good ones. And so I was like, I'm not going to be able to, it's not going to be fun to collect. I'll be too frustrated, you know, because I can't find enough fast enough. So I gave up on the idea, but it was my very first idea to collect. So let's take a look at this one, everybody. It's just perfect for what I love about Flash. It's perfect. So let's check this out.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of that.
Got a lot, like, come on, man. What the hell? Wow. Not only does it got a lot of that, but in the second panel, it's got, you know, one of those Daredevil / Spider-Man acrobatics, you know, multi-image scenes, right? Where he's going through the air, but this time, you know, running through the lines. I mean, wow. And then in the next 2 panels, he's not only running with the lines behind him, but he's also doing that quick, you know, arm spinning thing. Like, what? Tornado action. Oh, like, what the hell? That's crazy, dude. This is like I said, like for me, if I could just have one Flash page, this is the one. There you go. Okay, I'll stop talking now. You go ahead, Peter.
You hit it right on the nose. I mean, when you think of the Flash, I immediately think of Carmine Infantino. And sure. If you're going to get a Carmine Infantino page, like you said, to get the Flash in motion, like you're talking about, those lines, I love that. And so this page was a perfect example, I thought, of that.
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, also the Flash goes back to the, you know, the Golden Age Flash and Silver Age Revival, and Golden Age Flash was a member of the JSA. So,
yes. Flashy Flash. Oh my God, Infantino at his best, says Jewish Dragons. Yeah, it's super phenomenal. Karen says, I bet the inker rolled his eyes at this page. Yeah, I agree. And clearly, Karen, by the laughter that came from Peter that you just heard, he agrees as well. Yeah, Dennis Jensen must have been like, you know, like, shit. Yeah, it's just amazing, amazing. Hey, Mikhail's in the house tonight. What's up, Mikhail?
hey, Mikhail.
Peter. Nobody puts Barry in the corner. Talk about non-film noir movie quotes right there. Just panel 2 alone must have taken half a day. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Excellent Flash page, Peter. Really nice one, Peter. Infantino, always loved this many lines, says Carl. Karen's back to say this page is so awesome. John says, wow, John, for a third comment from John tonight. That's awesome. Flash or Adam Strange are a must for Infantino. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to say, Peter, other than like, if you ever need to get another page and that means you don't need this one, please consider offering me the page. And because, yeah, it's just so awesome. Wow. It's just everything I love about the Flash is right there. It's all there, you know? I love it. So congratulations. I bow down to you on that one. I love it. No, and you know what's so great about it too, Peter? That's from the era. See, I started collecting comics and reading comics only in 1982. And that's from that era. And so Flash was one of. Yeah, it was probably the second DC comic I started buying because I was a Marvel guy, you know, mostly. And then as I got more money, I can add more titles. I wanted to dip into DC, so I started getting Batman and Detective because Alfredo Alcala was inking at the time, and oh my God, it looked so gorgeous, stunning stuff. But then I loved the Flash, so I was like, okay, I gotta go for Flash. And that was the era, right? That's a page from the era, right around that era, 82, 83, you know, right around. So, man, so it's beautiful and it's nostalgic, you know, for me. So, excellent, yeah. So happy to show that one. So, okay, all right. Steve says, fantastic Flash page. Yes, sir. So very good. Okay. From there, everyone, let us go to the 10th piece in tonight's show and tell, and we'll be halfway already. Yeah, we're making really good time. So for the 10th piece, let us take a look at this. Speak of the Devil, Batman's Back, Brave and the Bold, number 165 by the legendary Don Newton, inked by Dan Adkins from 1980. Tell us about this one. It's a beauty. I love a lot of people love this this team up of artistic team up.
Well, first I wanted to have a Batman page by Don Newton.
Okay, I figured much
because he's one of the the memorable artists on Batman.
Yeah.
Again, it's another one of these noir feel Batman Commissioner Gordon consultations in the middle of the night, meetings in the middle of the night, trying to decide what they're going to do about a particular threat, problem, criminal wave that's going on. It's a little bit dated in terms of the way it's talking about like drug addiction and those kinds of things.
Okay.
But it's very noir. Again, that's where it hits me. That upper right panel is particularly noirish.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the noir panel, and then the second to last panel, which is beautiful because it's diagonally across from each other. You know. Yeah, that's really, really great. More noir art, says Hart. Yes, sir. Don Newton, I know you're a fan. Carl, Newton could do no wrong. Yeah, very much so. Yes, hello, Ian, and goodbye, Ian. Love Dan Adkins inks as well. Yes, absolutely. And he did a great job. I mean, I was still always more partial to the stylings of Alfredo Alcala over Newton. Honestly, Alcala over any of the pencilers on Batman in that era. But yes, Dan Adkins over Newton is phenomenal. Yeah, very, very nice. And by the way, can I just say, any of you, or even you, Peter, or anybody in the chat, does anybody else other than me? There's a particular panel on this page that the second I saw it, I actually thought, wow, and it brought to mind the name of another artist, not Don Newton. I mean, I knew it was Don Newton, but there's a panel here on this page that makes me think of another very, very popular artist who still works today. Anybody? Anyone? Okay, I'll give a hint by saying which panel I'm talking about. It is the second to last panel. There, oh baby, somebody picked it already. Heart, yeah! Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly. Okay, now I just want to know, did anybody else notice that? And Hart, tell me, Hart, if you noticed it only after I mentioned it, or if you already had kind of noticed it. But yeah, I see. As soon as I saw it, both Batman and Gordon in that second to last panel, I was just like, wow, it looks like Alan Davis from like the late 80s era Alan Davis. Yeah, I can see you shaking your head, Peter. You say no, you didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
No, you don't notice it even now? You don't notice? You don't feel that?
I don't know enough. I'm not well enough versed in Alan's. Alan's art.
Okay, no worries.
I love his art. I have some pieces by him, but I'm not that well versed in his stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Hart claims that he saw it before. And he says, Gordon's glasses reminded me of the Davis style. Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. I'm glad to see at least I wasn't the only one. So, yeah, no, beautiful, beautiful page.
Good to know.
Yeah. So there you go. Carl, yes, my friend. Yes, Alcala. Very, very awesome. There we go. And of course, yes, the bats, of course. But yes, very, very cool page. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So, everyone, we are at the halfway point, and we are now starting the second half of tonight's show and tell of the legendary Peter Roe. And you know we're not going to let that go at this point, Peter. So you might as well just accept it, you know. Yes, everyone. Number 11 is the next piece here. And for that, let's see what Peter has to say about this one. Batman again, this time from 1969. And we see another example of Irv Novick, but this time inked beautifully by Dick Giordano. Yeah, I love it. I love Novick, and that's why I wanted to have a couple of examples. And I loved Giordano's inks. So that's, yeah, I just love the whole action and storytelling here. What do you like about it?
This was one of my early published pieces that I got.
Oh, interesting.
And I like it because that bottom panel is just stunning to me.
Yeah.
And you know, I like that he's got an interesting angle on it. It's a little to the side, and you know, crashing through the window. You know, who's not to love Batman crashing through a window?
Yeah.
And you also have him, you know, sneaking around, listening to things on the outside. So it really, just generally well done. But that bottom panel to me was the kicker.
Yeah. Oh, it's spectacular. I will tell you though, in spite of how much of a money shot that is, my eye immediately went actually to the middle panel, and then to the right panel. So in other words, panel 3 and then panel 4. I love the fact that just the way he's up there in the tree and all the detail in the background of that panel, with the beautiful window The lines of the window really make it very interesting. And of course, panel 4, same thing. And then my eyes went down to the money shot at the bottom. But the whole thing's really spectacular. And then my eyes went back up to the second panel. I was like, oh, yeah, it's got that nice. I love the clothing, the fashion of the late 60s fashion that the woman is wearing as well. I always love women's fashion in comic book art,
Yes. And the other thing about that, the second and the third and fourth panel are the panes of glass, how they're sort of diagonally meeting, like a diagonally meeting in the page.
Yes. Yeah. Well said. Good point. Yeah. Bottom panel could be a poster. Yeah. Nice page, Peter. I love the third panel as well, says Jewish Dragons. Yeah. And when you look at the first panel and then the third panel, it made me think like, hey, where's Poison Ivy? I feel like Poison Ivy should be here. I see all this foliage everywhere, And Larry says classic Batman crashing through the window. Yeah, just like Rick said earlier. Yeah, absolutely. Mini skirt, 60s mini skirt, exactly. Very, very nice. Yeah, no, it's an excellent Novick page for sure.
Thank you.
I had to show that one. So that's cool. Are you surprised, Peter? Are you going to say you're surprised that I would pick that again? No. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, everybody. What's that?
I really like the Batman pieces you've picked. So
okay, good. I'm happy. I like them. So I would hope you like them because you own them. So excellent. All right. So from there, we're going to go from late Silver Age to contemporary modern times. We haven't been in the contemporary era for a little while, so we're jumping back in right now because I love these characters and I really like this artist, modern day artist. So I figured I'd show an example. So let's check this out, everybody.
Oh.
Flash 779, page 18, Fernando Pasarín from just a couple of years ago. I love Flash, but I also love the Spectre. And this page is full of, this page is nothing if not full of Spectre and Flash, right? So, and yeah, beautiful pencils, So, what did you like about this? Same thing as me, Peter?
Yes. Again, Spectre, JSA character.
Yeah.
All-Star Comics. That first panel is a nice image of him coming down from above.
Yeah. Oh God, I love that. And yeah, that's my favorite actually.
The Fernando's pencils are amazing.
They're soft and
yeah, they're really detailed, soft.
They're realistic.
They're quite something.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Do you happen to know, out of curiosity, do you happen to know if it ended up being published like with the colors colored over the pencil scan of the pencils, or do you know if it was inked?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just curious. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're not showing the inks anyway. So, Covey says his pencil pages are really nice to look at in person. Yeah, have a Batgirl one, right? Yeah. And Dan says, love it. This is tremendous. Bottom center panel expressions are phenomenal. Okay, so top and bottom. But yes, the facial expression. Mid. Oh yeah, mid. Yeah, mid and bottom center. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Hart digs the Spectre.
Yeah. The other thing that attracts me is the Spear of Destiny.
Oh, the Spear of Destiny. Yeah. You know what? It's funny, but I thought when I saw the page, I was like, oh, is that the Spear of Destiny? But I think I started reading the page, and I think he called it something else. Is it possible?
I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. Karen, great show tonight, Ruben and Peter. I have to catch the rest of the show on Rewind. Have a good night. Okay, thanks, Karen. Thanks for dropping in and staying as long as you could. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
It looked like the Spear of Destiny to me.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what it should be. Okay. Looks like it was. Okay. Wally has a religious moment. Good night and good night. Okay. Good night, Karen and family. Yes, there you go. But yeah, it's a really neat page. So I would have guessed that for you, it's primarily the fact that it was Spectre. Lots of awesome Spectre action on the page, and the fact that the pencils are so nice, right?
Yes.
That's what attracts you the most here. Yeah, and it's really good. And sorry, did you mention, Peter? Did you mention if you read it?
I read the issue.
Okay.
I thought
Don't remember anything much about it. Okay.
I read it. I don't recall. I think it was the Spear of Destiny.
Okay. No. But that's not even why I'm asking. I'm asking more along the lines of, like, do you remember? Was it a good story? Did you enjoy it, or was it just whatever? I don't remember.
Okay. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one that I consulted with Mickey on.
Oh, really? Okay.
You should buy this, and what do you think?
What do you need? What do you need to consult? It's full of Spectre images. Like, literally every panel's full of Spectre. What do you got to consult about? Hey, Mickey, what do you think about this? Do you think it's got enough Spectre for me?
It's always good to get someone else's opinion, his view.
What's he gonna say though? I don't know, Peter. I don't know if you could use a little more Spectre, maybe. I don't know. Like,
he's got a good art eye. He does.
I know he does. I know he does. But I'm just yanking your chain. But that's it's a great page, I think, for a modern, contemporary page. That's great. Southern Comic Geek, there you are. What's up, Jason Richardson? All right, just got here. Let's start over. Yeah, right. Hit the rewind later, my friend. Hit the rewind. Excellent. So from there, number 11. Sorry. That was. Did I go to? I may have skipped one. I think I skipped 11 and I hit 12. Sorry. Peter, remind me. Do you remember what we showed right before that one?
Oh, that was the Irv Novick, I believe.
Oh, the Novick. Yes. Okay, that's right. Okay, no, so we're on track. Yeah, so that was 12. Okay, excellent. So from 12, we go to 13, everyone. And for that, we take a gander at this. War. What's it good for? Absolutely nothing. All right, so our Army at War, number 241 by Russ Heath, the legend Russ Heath, pencils and inks from 1971. Listen, I just want to say real quick, Peter, I love war art. I love Kubert. I love Russ Heath. This is just an outstanding example of Russ Heath war art. And that's why I chose it. But I also happen to know, based on what I read in the description of your gallery, that this story there's something of it has a special significance to you of sorts, if you will. That's what you had written, correct?
I read this as a kid. This is one of the Sergeant Rock stories I read. It's a great story. I mentioned it earlier that this one was there's an Ernie Pyle type character who joins Easy at the very beginning to write a story for journalism, and he as he goes along, various people do heroic things. Usually, some of them they may be a rookie or not, and they're usually not rookies, but none of them are, of course, the key character. They're Easy Company, Easy, and they die. They get killed in one manner or another. And this is, in one case, this is one of those cases where he gets across, he saves Rock, and then he gets hit in the back. So it's again a very tragic story. It's told so well. There are so many great scenes in it. Russ Heath went to town on this story. He went to town on so many stories. But
I agree.
For me, 241 is a top thing, the top want that I have.
Oh, you mean a page from it?
Yeah, pages from it.
Okay.
I think I have like 3 right now, 3 or 4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember 3 of them. I saw 3. I figured I'd choose one, and this is the one I chose with. But yeah, like Kavi says here, all powerful scenes of war, and no, exactly, and like Rick mentioned earlier. Here, let me highlight it again. The fourth panel is so good. That's the one that grabbed my attention first, right? I mean, who doesn't love? I mean, the idea of a soldier picking up his fallen comrade, right, and throwing them over the back, and trying to get them out of harm's way, and bullets flying. I mean, that's just incredible. And then for me, it was the first panel, just his pose, just to see him with the angle that the bullets are coming down at. I mean, it's just like, wow, just getting riddled with bullets like that. It's just like, holy crap. And of course, the second to last panel with the wounded soldier there. I mean, putting him down. And I mean, it's just excellent stuff all over the place, all over. Every panel is phenomenal,
Yeah, it's an action-packed page.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really, really beautiful. So very, very happy to show this, and especially not only because I'm a big fan of Heath and his war art, but also because it's from an issue that means a lot to you. I think that was kind of special too. So I wish you luck in tracking down more pages from it. I know how hard it is when you're trying to look for more pages from the same book, especially when it's an older book. It's few and far between, right? And it's trust me, I've been there, done that, and it's so frustrating. I have books where I tried, let me try to get some pages from this book, and it's like it's been 20 years since I last found a page, So it's just like, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm just kind of I consider it like I don't even really look for the pages anymore, If anything ever passes my way, then fine. But if not, whatever. I don't care. I've kind of written off the fact that I'll ever find more, because then it gets too frustrating. That's what I feel. So, and this hobby, I mean, it's about having fun, and if you start getting frustrated with it, it's like, well, what's the point if you're not having fun, So, War is a Racket, 1935, General Smedley Butler. Okay, thank you, Mr. Steve, the historian, the film noir expert and war quotes expert historian, apparently also. Okay, excellent. So beautiful page, and a good one for the war art lovers. Love that. Not the last war art we will see tonight, by the way, everyone. So for anybody who loves it, you will see more. Okay, so from there we go. From the past, 1971, up into close to the present, but with subject matter from the past. So very, very cool. This is, to me, a piece by one of the most brilliant artists who ever entered and worked professionally in this comic book field. One of the guys who not only is the most brilliant, I mean, in terms of just like García López, right? Brilliant at everything he does. This guy, just his staging, the composition, especially the composition of every panel, every page, it's always so just amazing. And he never got his due. I feel he never got his due. His pages are starting to skyrocket now, lately. But he never really got his due as a massive superstar. But here we go. Let's check it out. Let me know. Let us know a little bit about this piece.
Oh, Steve. Yeah. So Shadow is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Usually when, they have on Comic Art Live, they have a mystery sketch. I'll usually ask for a Shadow.
Oh, yeah.
And the interesting thing about this piece is, number one, the Shadow he doesn't have anything over his face. Usually when you see him, he has, his face is partly masked. The other part is that this is a pastel piece.
Yes. I love pastels, by the way. People don't use them anymore, though.
No, it's hard.
Yeah, it's a very difficult medium to work with, Yeah, and you just don't see it anymore. I mean, I don't know if you know, Peter, but I'm a I'm a lover, a fan, and a collector of vintage non-comics illustration. And while I don't own any pastel pieces, I love to look at the pastels from back in the 30s and 1940s. It's exquisite. It's exquisite. So to see a modern day contemporary artist use it, wow, it was just so phenomenal. And that's kind of the main reason I wanted to show Steve Rude, because I love Rude anyways, but when, to see it in pastel, I was like, wow, I got to show this,
I had not seen his work in pastels before.
Right.
The skill that is shown here is just incredible. And the flare from the gun is amazing.
Oh yeah.
He's yeah. I don't know what to say. I just
I love
immediately saw it and I go, oh my God, this is incredible. And I know pastels are very delicate, so I was a little hesitant, but it's just the skill that's shown here is just incredible.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I love all the layers that he did on the shadow's face. To create, the three-dimensional quality of the cheekbones, all the different ridges on the face. I mean, and a great color too, to use the blues. It's just phenomenal to me. It's just wow. It's a messy medium to work, says CJ, but fun to work with. But you got to get your fixative. Yeah, exactly. Nice Rude pastels. Yeah, exactly. Copy. Yeah. So beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, the way he does the shadows, the shadowing on that is just, it's amazing.
Yeah. Steve agrees with you too. He loves the muzzle flash. Yeah, it's amazing.
You can't have it.
Yeah, so it's very beautiful. So love Steve Root stuff. And like I said, I wish he had gotten more of a following. Back when he was on Nexus as a regular artist in the 80s, I wish he had gotten more attention for that, Carl asking me, am I a painter? I am not. Why do you ask, Carl? Let me know. Done on black paper, I believe.
Yes.
And Peter confirms, yes, indeed, it is, CJ. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, really, really great piece. Love it. By the way, is that your only Rude piece?
I have another one, like one of his convention style commissions, Captain America.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Excellent, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to get so excited about Steve Rude. We will move on to our next piece. That is piece number 15 in tonight's show and tell. And for that one, let's see what Peter has to say about this. Oh, why the laughter? Come on, Peter.
It's another, Batman, Commissioner Gordon thing.
Yeah.
The money shot, of course, is the bottom panel.
Right.
It has a bit of the noir feel to it, particularly the second panel from the bottom. There is, I believe, if I recall correctly, there's Zipatone in that middle panel, which I love. I love the use of Zipatone, although not to the extent Gray Morrow used it. But I like Zipatone being used. It adds a texture that I like. You get the bat signal. It reads easy to me, and I didn't have a piece by Eduardo Barreto, so so as you can see, I have sort of an ink. I like these Gordon Batman scenes.
Yeah, no, for sure. Mike is telling us what a great Batman themed show. Oh, come on now. It's not the first time that we've had like the multiple of the same characters on a show and tell. Whatever. The Bats Gordon action. What a theme to your collection. I love it. Barreto left us way too soon. Yes, indeed. Excellent. Barreto. Gordon and Batman, the real dynamic duo. The Bat Signal. I see it on City Hall. It is an excellent panel with the Bat. I mean, what a classic panel, that fifth panel, you know, with the Bat Signal. That's so great. Dig the Zip. Yeah, me too. Love Zip. True Heart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just, you know what? I always found Eduardo to be an excellent draftsman. And again, one of those artists throughout the entirety of the 1980s who didn't really get much due. He just was kind of looked upon by fans as, oh, okay, whatever, just some average guy. You know, nobody hated him, but nobody really liked him either. You know, nobody cared much. But he was always just quietly went about having a great career and did great work all the time. So yeah, I do love Batman and Gordon and noir scenes, but this for me was about wanting to show a piece of Eduardo Barreto's artwork. So that's why I'm showing this one. So in case you're in knowing why, you know.
The other thing, if I could say, is that
of course.
I think the reason I'm attracted to Gordon Batman scenes is because they are tragic scenes in a sense, as they're fighting this unrelenting crime against the battle war against crime, and they try so hard, and you know, Gordon is just so weighed down by the heavy responsibility and just the you know, he just can't, you know, he's trying to get a handle on it. And Batman, of course, is grim and, you know, determined, but you know, they're two warriors trying to battle crime, and it's so tragic because they will never ever be able to win that war. They can curb it, they can mitigate it, they can fight particular crime battles and win, but overall it's just an unrelenting battle.
You know, I couldn't have said it better myself, Peter. I mean, it's that war that they're always fighting together, but they know they can never win. You know, unrelenting, right? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You're not complaining, Mike? I love some good Batman art. During the show, I got a picture of my latest Batman commission. Excellent. Congrats. Welcome, by the way, Carl. Good to see you drop in. Just such a wonderful complimentary relationship. See, the timing here, Peter, is excellent for Carl to drop in, because Carl is a huge fan of Gordon and Gordon with Batman together. So, yeah, so he tuned in right at the perfect timing, I guess, you know. And look who we got here who tuned in late today as well. Caesar, what's up, man? Barreto on Shadow Strikes was phenomenal. That it was indeed. And actually, great question. Here, let me come back to you. Peter, what do you, because I was going to mention that as well. What do you think of that? Did you ever get into that? Because, you know, being a Shadow fan, did you ever get into that series? Did you ever read it, to collect it? I don't know.
No, I was too late for that. I came to the Shadow late.
Okay.
So way after those comics, decades after those comics came out.
Okay. Well, just as a piece of advice, you ever want to look at some beautiful stuff, do some searches online for like Barreto Shadow or whatever, Shadow Barreto, and you'll see some really, really nice stuff. Yeah,
I will. That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay, and who else is here? So hey, Carl, okay, everybody's saying hello. Okay, perfect. So excellent. And from there, we're gonna go to an artist whose work we've seen tonight already twice. But we're gonna make it a third time because I love him. And this is such a cool piece. Such a cool piece. Let's check this out. Tell us about this. Tell us whatever you want to tell us about this, Peter, because, yeah, I just love this piece. Check it out.
Oh, man, I love this piece, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was a Kanigher article. This is for the Comics Journal Kanigher interview. And you know, what a perfect person to get to draw the front cover. And, you know, Kanigher, you have, of course, in the background, the artists that he relied on, or that drew most of the war comics. And then you have, you know, in the foreground, you have the characters that he wrote, and then, you know, you have him, Kanigher, in that just inimitable, I mean, that just a crazy expression. And that expression, it has so many things to it. It's diabolical in some senses. It's a little bit evil. It's manipulative. It's you know, it's calculating. He's like almost a bit like a puppet master to some extent.
Well, I apologize for interrupting, Peter, but I just want to say, because it's the perfect timing, all those ways that you just described described the look, are very apropos, I think, because from certain things that I had read over the years, I heard that Robert Kanigher could be all of those things that you just described, right? Exactly. And I see you nodding your head. Yeah, so.
Exactly. And his interviews are crazy. He's so hard to interview.
Yeah. I've never read any or seen any.
I've read 2 interviews, and one interview he says, "Okay, you have to pause the tape recorder. I can't talk about that." Or, "Okay, pause, put the tape recorder on stop for now.
Oh yeah,
I can talk about this." And then and this interview, the Comics Journal interview, he's just so difficult to interview. He's a difficult person. He's being a very difficult person in the interview. Why do you ask that question? Why? That's just, you know, these kinds of things. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So very combative, then, you would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cantankerous, combative.
Yeah. Cantankerous. Good one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the reputation does precede him, I suppose.
Yes. I mean, I don't know what his reaction was to this portrait.
Yeah. Well, it was done by Joe, and I guess I think they were close in terms of, well, at least certainly with the professional, long time working relationship, right?
I don't think Kanigher was close to anyone.
Probably not. But that's why I said as a working relationship. You know what I mean? Because they always have.
Yeah, he wrote so many war comics, though, DC war comics.
Yeah, absolutely. You could give him credit for that. Whatever his actual personality and character may have been, I'm not making any aspersions or casting any aspersions. But, but it was a great piece, just phenomenal piece. Not only lovely because at first I noticed, I was like, oh, you know, Kanigher writes sort of portrait, and all these like Wonder Woman, Hawkman, Flash, or whoever, you know, all the superheroes there at the bottom. And then I look up and I'm like, oh, wow. All those soldiers are with the names of all the artists who he worked with, you know, on the war comics. Like that makes it so special to me, you know. I thought that was really what really made it special. So that's what an amazing piece, you know. It's a nice specialty piece. You know, you call that like a specialty piece, really, right? Because it's not a comic book, right? It's like from a prozine, you know, interview type magazine, whatever. But it's truly special, you know. So yeah, fantastic piece. Can you tell me how you've owned that one?
I haven't owned it for very long.
Oh, really? Oh.
No, it came out of the Kubert family.
Okay.
So they've been auctioning off some of their dad's work.
Right.
That I got that through one of those auctions recently.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's excellent. That's excellent. It's a great piece. I mean, you already have nice Kubert work, but something about this that it's just so special. You know, the uniqueness of it, you know. Kanigher being involved and all those other artists, you know, as soldiers. It's just special. It's really special. So
I think those soldiers, the fact that those artists are in the piece, that's what first drew me to it.
Okay. I'm not surprised. Yeah. It's I mean, like I said, my eye initially went to, first of all, Kanigher image, but then I went down because I guess I just saw this the little superheroes, But then when I went up and I noticed, all the artists as soldiers, ultimately that's what I love the most. I mean, that's what made it most special to me, So I think the fact that it's Kanigher's portrait with all the other artists above him, and it's drawn by the war artist, if you will, at least in my eyes, So really, really special. So
if I could say two more things about it. One, if anybody from the Kubert family ever hears this, just know that it's in good hands. By someone who greatly respects, admires their father's work.
Very well said. Very well said. And as someone who has served.
Oh, I served I was a civilian in the State Department, the Foreign Service.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. But still, no, that's fine. And you know what? I wish Joe was around still, obviously, but they, you go to cons, right? So there's a chance that you may be able to one day be able to pass along what you just said here to them in person, because I wouldn't be surprised. You should be at some point able to meet one of the sons, because one of them is, or the other is usually at conventions,
I have met Andy Kubert.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to tell him this.
Oh, you met him while you already owned the piece?
Yes, shortly after I got it.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let me think about this.
Maybe not.
No, I did not have it. But I did tell him how much I valued the work of his father.
Okay.
And he mentioned that he was showing this. So this was at Bill Cox's house. His first time he was sort of doing a bit of a housewarming / meetup. And Andy Kubert came by and showed these enormous pieces of, he does his current.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
One of them was based on the layout was based on, I think it was Wolverine, was based on one of his dad's works, his graphic novel. And it was a graphic novel that he did from the Vietnam War. And he was saying, I was the one who knew that book, and I was able to call up the image and see, this is what this cover of the book looks like.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Well, like I said, see, the fact that you've already met him means you can see him again, and the next time you see him, you'll remember this conversation. You can let him know about that, and let him know that you own the piece.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Thank you, everybody, for that, for allowing Peter to do that, and for me to talk so effusively about it. I appreciate it. All right, so from there we go to number 17. Oh gosh, another. I don't show strips on show and tells often at all, but I have to show one, and this is one of my all-time favorite comic book illustrators. Anyways, the EC stuff is just so good, and then this stuff is also just brilliant. Check it out. Yeah, Secret Agent Corrigan, formerly known as Secret Agent X9, from Friday, February 27th, the 1976 Daily Pencils and Inks by Al Williamson. Yeah, just stunning in every way. I don't know what else to say. It's just, yeah. I love this stuff. I don't know. You got anything to say about this, Peter? Other than I know you love it.
I wanted a piece by Al Williamson. It's noir-like. The image on the last, the way that guy is uncomfortable, and he's adjusting his, noodling his tie. The expression on his face, the fact that his eyes are sort of in shadow. It's just there's a lot of atmosphere here. All the panels are great. He conveys so much in 3 panels here, and just the detail of the work. And here he has, like, here we're in the first panel. Look at the sky, and then look at the lamppost, and then the trash can. I mean, it's great. It's fabulous. It's so detailed. It's so expressive because, you know, you have this trash can here, and you know this guy at the end, he's a piece of trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well
So
said.
it's great.
Yeah. Well, Kavi mentioned something nice too about the first panel, that how he loves how the car looks with the headlight in negative space.
Yep.
Just by using negative space, right? And you create the headlight.
There's so much to be said for this piece, and he did it in 3 panels. And this is what's so great about some, like, a cartoon comic strips, the comic strip places, how much you have to do in a very limited, in like 3 or 4 panels. You have to tell a story, and it's hard. And this is I think this is a prime example of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is why I had to show this. As I said, I don't often show strips, and yes, Marcus, I'm not saying I never showed them before, but I don't show them often. And to be perfectly frank, there are quite a few of my guests who I've done show and tells with who have had some strip art, and who I've purposely chosen not to show. And that's only because, as I say, I use a lot of parameters to choose the pieces, and I feel like the viewing audience is one of the more important ones. And since in our hobby, you know, the people who care about or enjoy looking at strip art are very few and far between, that's the reason I often don't select a strip. But for brilliant artists like Williamson, you know, for Secret Agent Corrigan, stuff like that, like, God, I had to. Yeah, just brilliant stuff. So
yeah, just the comments that you're getting in the chat of people describing various things, it's just so much in those 3 panels.
Yeah.
And I think it's neglected. The strip art is really neglected. People are so attracted to Marvel, DC superheroes.
It's right. It's the superhero thing that does it. It's everybody's so just drawn by it that they can't see anything else or don't want to see anything else.
I'm not trying to put it down, but
of course not. Of course not. But it has
sort of neglected these days.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Hal Foster's or those kind of Alex Raymond, you know.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. For whatever reason, the superhero genre just has this crazy grip and hold on a lot of us. You know what I mean? To the point that I don't know, no other genre matters, you know? So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Sorry, you might be hearing my dog in the background.
I actually did not hear that.
Oh, okay.
So you're good. You see, I told you we were going to be okay, Peter. It's all good, my friend. It's all good. Plus the lack of visual storytelling. Out of context, CJ, can you clarify what you mean by that? Expand your horizons, people. Art is so huge. Yes, that's very, very true.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, strips number 2, inside cover has a crazy old inside joke here. Sorry, Peter. Yes. Oh, so you're saying new superhero comics lack the visual storytelling? Oh, of guys like Al Williamson and, you know, the Fosters and yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah. So there you go. Beautiful piece. Again, very, very happy to show it. Now, so the next piece is we're going to jump back into contemporary era. And this is, I've mentioned this before on the show, this is one of my absolute favorite contemporary artists. Although I prefer when an inker inks him, This piece is so good. I love this piece. And I will freak out if you tell me this is in your sketchbook. I was thinking this has to be like a separate sort of piece of paper, whatever, but you'll tell us in a second. Love this. But anyways, yeah, let's check it out. Let me stop talking and let you start talking, Peter.
Not in a sketchbook.
Not in a sketchbook. Okay, good. I think that might be better. Okay. But yeah, the Batman with the Rogues and the Batman Family. Yeah. By Eddie Barrows, pencils and inks. Fantastic from 2020. Oh my gosh. Love this guy's work, man. That's all I can say is I recently bought a couple of pieces of Superman work from him. I don't have it in hand yet though. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about this piece.
Well, like you said, it's Rogues Gallery. It's the Bat Family. They're in what appears to be maybe a sewage duct somewhere. What really, so you get a lot of the Rogues Gallery, but here are the two unique things about it that I think are drivers for me. First, up top above Batman, you have two faces. You have Two-Face, of course, and then you have the Scarecrow. And then you don't really notice it, but the reflection in the water at the bottom is the Joker.
It's the Joker. Yeah, the Joker's reflection is right there at that crazy angle. It's like so good. It's so good. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I'm talking too much again. Yeah. Continue, Peter.
Well, that's it. That's
that's it.
I mean, it's again a noir-like piece, of course.
Yes, of course.
Set in the dark, dark, dismal, sewage area. So they're, trying to chase down someone, but they're surrounded, it looks like. So
yeah, it's phenomenal. And that's why for the close-up, I did it the way I did it, because I wanted the people to focus on the fact that the biggest head is two faces, right? So Two-Face or I guess one face and the Scarecrow. Yeah, and that's why I put it that way, just so you could kind of focus on the one side of the face. But yeah, that's phenomenal. So good. And God, that Joker, what a nice touch in the water. So good. And especially because you got to do it at that angle. So good, man. I'm just I can't get enough of this one. To answer your question, hey, Southern Comic Geek Jason. No, that was not me. Though I just noticed it today and I loved it. But there is one thing I don't understand about it, and it bugs me, and I'm happy I wouldn't have bought it. Here, let me come back to you. I wouldn't have bought that cover because of the thing that bugs me. There are times when I will buy art. Something bugs me about it, but I'll still buy it because what bugs me doesn't bug me enough for me to let it bother me. But sometimes there's something that bugs me on the art to the point where I just can't stop seeing it, and I'm like, what's going on? And on this cover is everybody, for all of you who don't know, if you look on today's editions, the CAF by Fred Chamberlain, he posted an Eddie Barrows penciled cover to Action. I want to say 1067 or 1068. He posted both of those covers, but only one of them so far, last I checked, was sold. And it's got Superman. It's Clark Kent running. There's a train. So there's a train going by. And then in the foreground, Clark Kent from right to left. He's running. And 4 images of him in various states of turning into Superman. So going from Clark Kent, regular clothing, and then eventually as Superman flying away. But the problem is that you got the 4 figures. And right above the 4 figures, you guys should really all go check this out. Maybe you guys can help me figure what's happening. Figure out what's happening. Above that streak of 4 figures, there's another figure, and it's like Clark Kent's bottom half, looking like the top half got trapped under the running locomotive. Like I don't know what that extra figure is there for. I don't get it, and why it's only showing like a bottom half of his body. Like, it's weird. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. It's one of those weird things. But anyways, for that reason alone, I would not have bought it, because that I would have wanted to. I would have been tempted to erase that half body. I wouldn't have done it, of course. But anyways, if anybody has seen it, let me know, Jason, if you know what I mean about that. Eddie clearly put so much work into so much into his work. So I put this one up earlier. I was not aware that he was an artist who has issues with deadlines. Really? Because I mean, I don't really follow the monthly comics, but it seems like Fred's always posting full issues of work. It always feels like he's posting full issues of work that he does for sale. So it gives me the impression that Eddie is constantly working, and usually it's inked by Eber Ferreira. So I just figured, yeah, he's meeting his deadlines. So this is kind of weird for me to listen to, but okay, I'll take your word for it. Almost missed the Bane. Right. Yeah, it's a great piece. There's so much to look at on that piece. I may want to watch Batman Statue Collector's collection of Batman villains by Finch is awesome. Who's that? Who are you talking about? Are we getting off track here? Harvey's Good Side. Nice one, Rick. Yes, I saw him in Dallas last year. I told him that art bug was going to catch him, and I see that it did. Who are you guys talking about? The Batman Statue Collector? Okay. Don't know who you're talking about. We don't have a name. Ruben, it's his pants he took off. Oh, well, first of all, thanks, Hart, for checking it out live while we're on the show. Okay, I'll have to look at it again. It doesn't, I don't know, it looked like they were filled. It didn't look like a floppy pair of pants floating in the wear, but okay, thank you. I appreciate. I'll have to look at it again and see if that's what it looks like to me. But still, it's an awesome piece, regardless, whatever, you know? I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the whole idea of the iconic train going by and him racing it, turning into Superman. I love that. Peter, any chance that you're a Superman fan or just a Batman guy?
I'm Batman, sorry. Yeah.
A Batman guy. No worries. You know, I know how it is, trust me. Oh, Jay Lim bought it. Wow. Well, congrats to you. It is a beautiful piece. Wow, that's awesome. And welcome, by the way. Thank you for dropping in. That's really awesome. But yeah, so there you go. Southern Comic Geek. If you were wondering, because you were wanting to buy it, there you go. You can get it from him. Or you could bug him and see if you can convince him to sell it to you. Oh, and by the way, Jay Lim, don't know what your actual name is. Can you just tell me, out of curiosity, can you just tell me, was that one more, less, or the same price as the other cover? I'm just curious how he's doing his pricing, and I wanted to know if that one would be considered a more valuable one than the other one that he posted with it. Just very, very curious. It's another channel personality who collects statues and makes videos. Oh, okay. It's just that nobody said a name, so I don't know what he was referring to. But thanks, Kavi. He does, but you see him more on mini maxi series and not a big run on regular. Oh, I see. Okay, but you know what? As long as he can do constant mini series and maxi series, you know, he's still doing fairly regular work, it seems. So that's good. Even when he does the 12-issue series, you still often see an issue or two with a fill-in artist. Really? Oh, I don't like that. When it's finite, I want it to be finite with the same artist, you know? Salut, Eric. How's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Jay Lim says, thank you. You're welcome. Congrats. Yeah, really nice page. Yeah, and has been posting some fire art. Has he? Okay, got to check it out. Okay, so thank you. Okay, good. Appreciate that, bud. Ruben asked Statue Collector on since he's very into art now and has a lot. Well, if you give me a name, I mean, I can't find people without names. If you tell me how I can reach out to him, I'll reach out to him if he's an art collector. But we got to talk about art. I'm not going to talk about statues. No offense. My channel is about art. So that said, I love his work. Always stunning. Absolutely, Carl. Absolutely. I'm a big fan. Batman Statue Collector, Marvel fan. Oh, I thought he was just saying he's a Batman Statue Collector. I didn't know that he goes by that name. But where do you find him as Batman Statue Collector, though? That's what you got to let me know. Statues are art. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. My channel is a comic art focused channel. That's what I mean. You know that. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much. A couple of pieces left, everybody, and for that we go back for this. So this next piece, okay, the last couple of pieces are real bangers, certainly in my opinion. This next piece is from a project that I think is one of the greatest comic book projects ever created. Okay, of any genre. Of any genre. This to me, I've always felt for whatever, 30, 35 years, however old this thing is now. This to me, since the day it came out, when it came out, I mean, I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. It was fine art meets comics. It's fine art just sort of extrapolated into the world of comics. Anyways, it's just beautiful stuff. It's worth getting, even if you don't like to read this type of stuff, worth getting the graphic novel just to own the artwork. But even better for this particular project, because the printing's not great, try to track down images online of the scans of the art, because wow, it's amazing. So let's check this out.
Oh.
Enemy Ace War Idol graphic novel. This is page 45 by the brilliant George Pratt from 1990. And what a page with a dogfight, exploding airplanes left and right, and Enemy Ace in a couple of panels as well. Like, just amazing work and amazing quality page here, Peter.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. My pleasure. Is this a project that you remembered from way back when, or you came to it late?
I came to it late, but
okay.
It's a unique piece, very unique piece, the graphic novel. It's very his style is very unique. At least to me, it's unique. It's very it is very fine art, the piece. He used so many techniques in this piece. He was explaining to me some of the techniques that he used when I saw him at OAX a couple months ago. He's just, and so when he left the comic book scene, he is really he's full into fine art. He teaches at the Ringley Brothers school down in Florida.
Okay. Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, I like him also because of his focus on World War I. World War I is he's extremely interested in that. A lot of his art that you'll see, a good portion of it are scenes from World War I.
Yes. That I know. That I know. Hey, Shannon Weathers, what's up, buddy? Yes. Yes. He's very focused on the First World War. I know that. Yes. Yeah. He has you could call it an obsession almost with it. You know.
He is a fine artist. I mean, he is.
Absolutely.
His students are extremely lucky to have him. They're so lucky. And he's an old style. He's the traditional artist, which is so badly needed in those schools because the students are not getting exposed to that. And he takes them on, excursions to, take your sketchbook out and sketch something, draw it, and get it critiqued. And that's fabulous. This piece is just, there's so much action in it going on.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Enemy Ace is getting shot down. So
yeah, it's just, oh my gosh, like I said, like I love every page. I don't care what's on it. Every page is just like every panel is a work of art, a work of fine art, and all coalesces together to form a comic book story. I mean, it's just fantastic. You just happen to get one of the greatest examples, I think. I mean, if you're looking for a war, a war example, I mean, about a guy who's, a pilot, within World War I mean, what can be better than the content than a dogfight, right? Yeah, and this is just.
You've read the book, right?
Yes. I mean, it's so long ago, so you can't ask me any questions because I can't remember anything about it. But yes.
The reason I say that is he's an old man. He's in a nursing home, Enemy Ace, and this guy comes to interview him, who's a Vietnam War vet, who has he's recovering from the trauma of the war, and so the Enemy Ace is recalling his the World War I, but he's also sharing in their experience, the traumatic experiences that they had. So it's a very interesting book. And like you said, the art is just it's tremendous.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't remember the actual like the World War I portions of it. I don't remember anything about it because it's been forever. But I do remember what you just the part that you mentioned, the fact that the premise of the book is that is that he's an old man, like you say, right? So this is an old man speaking to a veteran of the Vietnam War already in the 60s and 70s, right? And so you're hearkening back to World War I. So yeah, I remember that aspect of it. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Like I said, and like you said, he's a fine artist. To me, guys like him, John J. Muth, Kent Williams, Jeffrey Catherine Jones, who sort of led to those guys. These were all, I've always said it, these guys were fine artists,
right?
Who just seemed to also happen to have a certain love for the storytelling aspect of comic books. And so got involved in some ways with that, but they really are first and foremost. You can see when you look at their work, these are fine artists, period.
This is not to be in any way derogatory towards other artists who are in the sequential art realm. I mean, I don't like, I kind of queasy about the term fine art sometimes. I'm recalling something that I just watched, the Liechtenstein,
like a documentary,
the appropriation of art. Okay. And to see fine art connoisseurs or experts dismiss the work of comic book artists of that time as somehow they're just craftsmen.
Right.
And whereas Liechtenstein was the true artist and he was the true person who brought the fine art. His art is the real art. And so I'm very, leery of that kind of distinction sometimes, but I do think his art, Pratt's art, and like some of those others that you mentioned, it's a different kind of art. It's a different kind of, of way of expressing something and different techniques, but it's not better than other types of art. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox.
That's okay, man. That's okay. No, you're sticking up for the comic book illustrators, I mean, I get that. Yeah.
Crap most of the time.
Well, he's right. I mean, who agrees with the critics usually, like when it's movies and stuff like that, But David earlier said, love it. Good. I'm glad you love it. And Steve says, agree with Peter. There you go. You're really here to support Peter. That we can see that.
We go back to college. We're college.
Oh, do you guys go back to college? Wow, that's awesome. Holy crap. Long time friends for sure. Wow. That's awesome. Steve, are you here just to support Peter, or are you into collecting comic book art? Well, we got a 10-second delay with the broadcast, so you might as well answer that, Peter.
He's been a comic book collector, but he's not a comic art collector.
Not a comic art collector. Interesting. Okay, but a comic book fan. Okay, very cool. I don't know if that was a typing. What do you call it? Typo, Steve? Or
university where we met.
Oh, okay. But AU?
American University in Washington, D.C.
Oh, it's in Washington. Oh, okay, cool.
You might be thinking of like the American University in Beirut or Cairo, something else.
No. It's because I was thinking because I know you're from Virginia, so I was trying to think of the Virginia colleges, and I'm like, wait a second, what's AU in Virginia? I don't know. Yeah, it caught me. I'm looking for the V, of course, right? So, yeah. Jewish Dragon says the elitism is unfortunate. I'll stick with the lowbrow stuff. Well. Yes, there you go. That's right. Yes, Jewish Dragons. I mean, I guess that's why we don't mind. We were all happy as pigs and shit collecting and admiring comic book art, right? So there you go. CJ's asking you, Peter, are you in Nova? What does he mean by that? I don't even know what that. What?
Northern Virginia.
Ah, okay.
Yes, Arlington.
There you go, CJ. There you go. All right, excellent.
CJ.
Yeah. Are you from there, CJ? Is that why you're asking? Because I know last week you were telling everybody where you had lived before, but I think you were saying places in Massachusetts, weren't you? Or I can't quite remember. And okay, nice. That's earlier from in DC. Okay, and Steve says lowbrow art is in the eye of the beholder. No, but I mean. What he was referring to was that a lot of people refer to it as lowbrow art. People who aren't into it, obviously. That's it, Well, there you go. I grew up in Falls Church, Sleepy Hollow, from Maine.
Okay, Falls Church. Yep. Down the street.
There you go. Okay. Very cool, everybody. So, all right. So let's get to this a final piece for the evening. And for this, you're look at these guys, Lowenbrow. That's the only Lowenbrow that that this comic art is about. There you go. Let's all have a drink. Cheers to that. All I have is this, so there you go. Cheers to that. But yes, to finish off the show and tell, everybody, but let me just remind you, because I always forget to say this, please, Peter's collection, I mean, I haven't even really begun to scratch the surface. So please, down here below the video, you'll see where it says description. If you go into the description, under the description, you're going to see a link to Peter's Cap Gallery. Do yourselves a favor and check out what else he has, because it's a lot of awesome stuff. Especially if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, there's even better stuff. Like I said, I can't choose it all. So yeah, like I said, you'll be doing yourselves a favor. It's a pretty awesome gallery to look through. So please do that. Check it out. CJ says that you've got a great collection with a wide variety. That's very true. And here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. I don't know, Marcus. I'm not sure what that.
Is he referring to me and my college buddy?
I don't. That's why I'm saying I don't know. Marcus always comes up with interesting comments that I have to have somebody help me decipher. But I think every Sunday night's pretty special, personally. But of course, I'm biased. But oh, that's what they say in the Lowenbrow commercial. Ah, okay, yeah. I haven't watched TV in 2 years. I don't know. Thank you. Carlito, what's up, brother? I saw you before. Couldn't say hello since Peter was speaking, but good to see you, my friend. And Chuck, what's up? Chuck steps in. That's the Lowenbrow song. Thank you. Like I said, I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV in 2 years, except for football. It's been a great night of learning. It has been a great night of learning. We've all learned something from each other, which is really fun. So that's really cool. Marcus the poet, indeed. That happens tonight. Later tonight, when he goes, you have to wait for him to fall asleep, CJ. Don't forget that. Teach a machine learning AI to decipher Marcus's meanings, and it will self-destruct. Exactly. There you go. That's awesome. All right. So here we go, everybody. The last piece in tonight's show and tell. I do tonight have a thumbnail for next week's episode. So please stick around at least long enough to see that. Don't just take off after you see this last piece. This last piece, again, one of my all-time favorite artists, an artist we've seen tonight multiple times. So you probably know who I'm talking about. And once again, we are delving away from the superhero genre back into, I guess I should say, staying with the war genre. Yes, sir. Drum roll. The grand finale. And just a brilliant example from this artist. I just love it. And it had to be my showstopper for tonight. And here it is. Tell us about this one, Peter, please.
Oh, well, that's, yeah. It's such a great image, Sergeant Rock. And it's so well constructed, so well laid out, because it's, he's almost, he's framed in these cross beams that were used as landing obstacles during World War II on the Normandy beaches. And he's almost caught. He's caught between those and the incoming fire. You've got the foreground with the dead soldiers and in the water, and he's blazing away, and he's got that determined, grim look. And the story is a pretty good story, where it looks like he's landing at Normandy, and what it is he's on a practice run for Normandy with some British and Canadian soldiers.
Oh, cool.
And so he goes with them on a raid, and then he's supposed to bring back that experience for the Normandy landings. But the cover is just it's marvelous. I think it really drew me in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Sergeant Rock is an X-Man. That's as close as you're gonna get tonight to seeing any X-Men art, guys. Sorry. But yeah, Rick. Yeah, perfect composition. Yeah, tremendous. Says Jewish Dragons. Absolutely. Oh yeah, brilliant. I mean, I love the when you see like dead soldiers and just right there floating in the water as the water splashing with the bullets going in. The one that's right by Rock's knee, with his head up like that, and his left hand sort of with that intense crunch. The fingers are, oh man, it's just wow, it's really powerful.
It could be a scene, when you look at it, you think it's a scene from Omaha Beach, where it was it was such a so almost disastrous. It was so bloody, but it absolutely looks
way better in black and white, David, for sure. Can a DC cover be marvelous? Comic worlds colliding. Indeed, Steve. Don't give Marvel any ideas. Then we'll get Wolverine. Exactly, CJ. Well put. But yeah, this is just brilliant. I mean, I've always loved Sergeant Rock. Always loved Kubert, and wow, this has got to be one of the greatest covers of all. Yeah, it's just phenomenal. Hard to. This is what our friend Dino Mauricio would call a falcon. That's an acronym for how he rates his comic book art. Each letter stands for something awesome, which I can't remember them all now, but of course. But yeah, that's a great one. So amazing collection, Peter, says Kavi. Nice picks, Ruben. Thank you. Among the many nice ones on CAF. Thank you. And Rick says, nice capper. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, man, that was indeed awesome. And like I said, there's much more to see, everybody. Go check out click that link right here below. You don't have to go searching for his name on CAF. You can click the link and it'll take you directly there. And you'll see a lot more great stuff. So, I mean, I could have done a show just showing Peter's sketchbook stuff, right? Just his commissions and stuff like that. But most of the stuff we do here is published art. Yeah, I mean that was, I just thought that was a fun, well-rounded sampling of what people can find in the rest of the galleries, Peter, so I that's what I was kind of thinking. I thought, well, there's so much stuff I can show. So I said, you know what? Okay, I'll do like a well-rounded selection as much as I can. Thank you, CJ. But also I'll leave out some good stuff so people can, hopefully this is good enough to attract them, to make them say, oh yeah, this is all, this is really interesting stuff. So there's more reason to go to the gallery and spend some time in the gallery and see the rest of it, Great collection, Peter. Thank you for sharing, says Hart. And look at that. Kavi did you the favor of putting in I'm assuming that's the link. That's also the link to Peter's gallery. So you can just click it from the chat for all of you who are too lazy to go into the description. So that's awesome. Amazing collection, says Steve. Great show. You made it a lot of fun, Ruben. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. What I tell people all the time is that my Sunday nights are very meaningful because you guys, everybody in the chat especially, of course, my guests, I don't have shows without guests with me in the studio. But without you guys allowing me to talk and shoot the breeze, back and forth with you, I don't think I would do it. I've said that many times. I don't think I could do shows where it's just me and a guest and then everybody else just kind of watches silently and we just talk amongst us two. I just wouldn't do that. I love the fact that this is like a hangout for everybody who wants to drop by and just kind of have a good time, like you saw, Peter. I warned you in advance. A lot of guys fooling around and saying with the jokes and stuff. So now you know what I mean. But a great bunch of people here, guys and girls, which I really love. And so it means a lot. So thank you, Stephen. And thank all of you who always do this every week with us. I really, really appreciate you all. Number one Marvel fan, Tom, says, amazing calf, Peter. A lot of years of hard work getting there. So, yeah, good kudos. Great show, says Maki Poo-Poo. Jewish Dragons says, thank you, Peter. You have a lovely collection. Hope to meet you one day, perhaps at the next OAX. Thanks to you too, Ruben. You're welcome, Ian. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
That'd be nice.
And that's great, Steve. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad you do. And I'd like to think that the regulars that show up every week, that's kind of why they like to show up every week. That it's not just about looking at somebody's artwork, that it's also about the camaraderie between us all, being able to talk together while we look at some art, and meet new collectors all the time as they show their art. So I appreciate you. And thank you again for coming to support Peter. Fantastic Cat Peter says, Jay Lim, thanks for a great show, Ruben. Oh, thank you, my friend. I hope to see you back here again, man. I hope to see you back. And you're welcome. Thank you. The chat hang gang. Hart, another regular, not only in the chat, but he's been in the studio with me many times as well. So that's cool. Look at that, Peter. One more time, Marcus wants you to know what you are. Legend.
I look forward to meeting Marcus at some point.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to go to San Diego. That's the only way you'll meet him. Otherwise, yeah, it has to be San Diego.
He doesn't come east.
Yeah, no, he will not do that.
Too bad. Okay.
A lovely, I guess Carlos meant to say collection. Peter, there you go. Carl says, great show from what I saw. Rewind when you have a chance. Looking forward for the rewind. There you go. Thank you. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate you. If you ignored us, we would walk. I'm sure you would, CJ. I'm sure you would. But you know what? That doesn't stop you guys from not walking away from Comic Art Live. So I don't believe that. Because you don't get a lot of interaction on Comic Art Live, and you're still watching. So I don't believe that you would walk. But it doesn't matter because I will continue to interact. Like I said, I wouldn't want to do these shows without interacting constantly, verbally with all of you. So right on, Excelsior. Awesome. Looking forward to rewinding to the beginning. Hey, appreciate it. I know you're super busy, so whatever time you can give, these days, Eric. I appreciate. So thank you so much. And Rickster, as always, thank you very much. Thank you so much for always being here and supporting us and everything that we're doing. It really means a lot, man. And to all of you, not every bleeding minute. You never stop. So that's it, everybody. Tune in next week, please. I'm going to show you. Oh, hold on. David says, thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Peter. I will be checking out your cat page. There you go. That's another fan. Leave him a few comments if you will too while you're there, and give him a follow on his gallery if you want as well. Okay, so
Ruben, can I just say thank you for all the kind comments? That's awfully very nice of people.
Of course, yeah. I was gonna give you your chance to sort of say whatever you wanted to say, anyways. But let me ask you first: is there anything that you would want to have going on hobby-wise that you want to promote and tell people about? Or?
Well, that I have hobby-wise that I want to promote.
No, I mean, tell people perhaps which conventions you typically will attend. So maybe if anybody watching goes to them, they can maybe look out for you and meet you.
I always go. I almost always go to Heroes in Baltimore.
Okay.
OAX has become my go-to again, and Richmond Galaxy Con I've been going to a couple of years now.
Okay. Well, the number one Marvel fan, Tom, is going to Heroes. So I know if you want to meet Peter, you'll see him there. Look around, and I'm sure you'll spot him eventually.
Yeah, it's hard for me to know people because they have nom de guerre. They have nicknames, and I don't know who they are.
Exactly. That's the tough part. Exactly. That's what I always say. Like, it's fun to see people's nicknames, but at the same time, when your interest is actually in meeting people, hopefully in person eventually, it's hard because you just know them by their fake names and you don't know what they look like. And then you go to a show, they could be passing right in front of you. You wouldn't know it, right?
Yeah, I'd like to meet them, I'd like to get to know people. And then I should have a couple pieces that I'm posting shortly that are Europeans war art things. So I'm looking forward to that. That'd be my first European pieces.
Okay. Thank you, David. As always, appreciate you, my friend. And thank you to Peter. I will be checking out the page. Okay, excellent. Thank you. And nice to see you, Peter. Have a good night, fellas. Good night, Kavi. Thank you so much, my friend. And man, keep working hard on that leg, man.
Get well soon.
Yeah. And Carl's also a Baltimore regular. All right.
I know Carl.
Oh, you do know Carl?
Yeah, Carl and I met. Carl Choi, right?
No, that's not Carl Choi.
Oh,
That's Carl Sodergren. But Carl Choi actually popped in. I think last week here. He's not like a regular viewer or anything, but he popped in. I think like last week and the week before or something. Not tonight though, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, if if I'd love to meet you, just come up to me, because I won't know who you are. Yeah.
Well, this is also, as I was telling you before the show, it's one of the nice things about doing the show is also I like to do it because I like it as a way for people to get to know each other, right? So the people in the chat every week can see somebody new. At least they put a face to the name that they may have seen online on CAF or wherever, And now they got a face they can put to the name. And if, like you say, I go to Heroes or I go to Baltimore. Oh, so somebody who goes there is going to be like, oh shit. I'll see them next time. I'll remember next time for sure. And then they'll come up to you and, and that's how you make friends with people. It's fun. Like that's what's so awesome about it too, trying to get, other collectors together, so that's really nice. And all the OAX guys that went there will be to Heroes as well. I'm sure a lot of them go there. Yep. My code name is Danger. Oh, dear Lord. It never ends. Never a dull moment with Marcus. I'm working on My Name is Jewish Dragons t-shirt for next year. You should do that. That's actually awesome. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Holy shit. Because at least this way they'll come up to you just to ask, all right, so what's your real name? It's Ian, everyone, in case you're interested. Caesar's back. Nice Jonah Hex by García López you posted today, Peter.
Thanks, Caesar.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you as always as well, Caesar. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. I'm sure Peter will be at the auction Saturday night at Hakes. Is that what you meant, Hakes?
Probably not. I'm pretty tapped out.
You will not be seeing Peter. Probably not, Tom. So what can I tell you?
Probably have
but
more, but I can't afford it.
Oh, Saturday night. You mean at Heroes?
Yeah, the auction night.
Yeah.
That's
Well, he's tapped out, so we'll see. But he's gonna be there anyway, so he'll be at the show for sure. We know that. Well, to be determined if he shows up to the auction. Let's just leave it there, right? Awesome. And yes, Carl, doing these things only helps to strengthen the community. Exactly. Thank you. Well said. Okay, so everybody, so if that's basically it, there's nothing else for you to say. We're gonna leave everybody with the graphic for next week. Any other final words, Peter, from you?
Oh, thank you, everyone. There were all lots of very nice things people said. I have a modest collection. Okay.
Here we go. Let's not get into that. Legend
and a lot of book stuff. So, and I'm in the process of upgrading some of those images. So,
excellent. That's always good. I always appreciate a good image, good quality, better quality images. So, that's awesome. Okay, excellent. Peter, please don't hang up. Okay. Do you have a few minutes?
Here. Yes.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Have a great week, Carl. Hart, thank you. Talk to you very soon, my friend. And that's it. I'll leave you with next week's thumbnail. And for that, we're doing another show and tell. And this one will be with Sean Clancy. Those of you who know of Sean may remember about 3 years ago, he did one of those, I guess on Comic Art Live, they're called interviews. And but the art shown was focused on his very extensive and well-known collection of cover recreations. But since that was the focus that time, our show and tell next week will focus on his published artwork. So it should be a fun time. He's a good guy. I know you guys will like him, and should be a lot of fun. So please tune back in for that at the usual time, 8:00 Eastern, 5:00 Pacific. Everybody, thanks to you again, Hart. Thank you, and thank you also, Steve. Appreciate you. Thank you again for coming in, and for all the kind words as well. Thank you. Recreation sensations. Last word to Marcus. That's it, everybody. So thank you again, and we'll catch you next week. Oh, don't forget Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4:00 Pacific, Nikki B's show. All right, the EXP. All right, thanks, everybody. Thank you, Peter. And
thanks
see you all. Thank you. We'll see you all next week.